We are live at Jackie Robinson Field as the Arroyo Seco Saints get set to host the Orange County Riptide for their fifth and final game of this homestand. I'm Jarrett Thompson, with me Charles Duncan. And Charles, the Saints looking to go a perfect 5-0 on this homestand before hitting the road again.
They've been pitching really well so far on the bump tonight. Merrick Sears. And Merrick ready to go. He's got his warm-up in, and we should be in for a good one tonight. The Saints have beat the Riptide the first two meetings, once away 14-4, and once at home 4-3.
Absolutely, the Saints come in with a record of 9-6, 5-4 in league play after starting 1-4. As mentioned, won 4 straight on this homestand, and we'll look to make it a perfect 5-0 and go 3-0 on the season against the Riptide. Merrick Sears on the mound. Sears coming in with an ERA of 3.75. It'll be his fourth game, his third start. And about 12 innings, he's allowed 5 earned runs and 11 strikeouts. He'll be facing a lineup for the Riptide that's led off by Kyle Booker, the left fielder, followed by Austin Krizik, DHing, and Eric Bajani behind the plate. Colton Freeman, Jack Thomas Wold, and Darian Williams round out the middle of the order. Then Emilio Rosas, Dwight Allen, and Davis Diaz conclude the Riptide lineup, and they'll be facing the southpaw Merrick Sears.
Back in tonight, Brandon Boning had the night off last night. Had the pleasure of interviewing him in the broadcast. Tanner Lindsley making the start as well at catcher. So a few new faces in here for the Saints lineup tonight, as we're used to seeing from head coach Aaron Milam, always switching it up a little bit, trying to give every guy on the team a little bit more playing time. And tonight we'll see what this lineup can do and what they can put together.
The first pitch from Sears is swung on and grounded to first. McMurray back in the lineup today, goes and touches the bag, and one pitch, one out for Sears.
McMurray, another one of those that had the night off yesterday. Blake Marsh got the start. McMurray has really had a great defensive season. You don't see many, if at all, any errors from McMurray at first, and there's a prime example, able to field that one cleanly and get the first out.
Yeah, McMurray, 6 hits in his last 2 games. In the 2 games prior to yesterday's game, Marsh was in first yesterday, as that'll bring up the DH Krizik, one of 4 men in the Riptide lineup today from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I know them very well, being from there as well.
Krizik, one of those all-around hitters, has 11 runs, 10 RBIs, and 300 batting average to start this season so far.
Sears fires a fastball in there to make the count 1-1. Check swing, he did not go. It'll be a ball. The Saints in their all-white homes, while the Riptide in their gray-on-gray with a little bit of blue outline road jerseys. That one's popped up. Looks playable for McMurray in foul territory. Running after it. It's going to be a difficult play. And he makes the catch. Fantastic play by McMurray for out number 2.
And there's his defensive specialist right there yet again. McMurray able to track that ball down. That was tracking way foul. Trailing off to the right, and he's able to make the grab.
We've mentioned many times the Saints very good defensively as a whole. And McMurray, that's a very difficult play over the shoulder, makes the catch. And quickly now, 5 pitches in, Sears has 2 outs, looking for a 1-2-3 first.
Very Willie Mays Hayes-esque. Love to see it.
That'll bring up the catcher, Eric Bajani. First pitch to him is taken for a ball, 1-0. Bajani won the Buster Posey Award for best catcher in college baseball last year at UNLV. He grounds that one to short. Boning back in there on the hop. Strong throw to first for out number 3. A perfect 1-2-3 inning from Merrick Sears to start the game off. The Saints will get their first chance. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the first, the Saints will get their first shot at it after a perfect 1-2-3 inning for starter Merrick Sears. The Saints will be going up against Anthony Roby, the starting pitcher for the Riptide. Roby coming in with a 2.57 ERA. Another one of those strikeout guys. We saw the Saints face it yesterday in Matthew Sox of the Blues. This is going to be his 6th game, his 4th start. In fact, the other 2 games he came in to get saves. He has 2 saves on the season, but he's 0-1 with a record. And the Saints led off by Connor Bradshaw, who twice in the last 3 games has led off the bottom of the first with the solo home run. He'll be followed by McMurray and Drew Cowley, Peyton Lewis, Cooper Elliott, and Jack Burden, 4, 5, and 6. And then Tanner Lindsley, Brandon Boning, and Jackson Cobb round out the Saints lineup.
Leading off the first for your Arroyo Seco.
See if Connor Bradshaw can get going and do what he's been doing early on for the Saints.
It's the 4th time we've seen Bradshaw leading off this week. All 4 home games so far, he's been leading off for the Saints.
First pitch swinging again and fouls it back towards us. It's 0-1. So he likes that first pitch. He's homered twice off of it this week. All 3 of his homers coming at home in this ballpark, all going straightaway center. He swings at that one. That one's fouled off as well. He's behind in the count 0-2.
Looking at the 2 pitchers today, Jarrett, between Merrick Sears and Anthony Roby, it seems that we're in for another pitcher's duel tonight, as both of those stats reflect pitchers that don't allow too many runs and seem to get on top of their counts early.
That slider misses outside, ball 1. In case you missed yesterday's game, Bradshaw's solo home run in the first was the only run scored until the 7th inning. It was 1-0 Saints the entire time. Great pitching throughout. Saints had a 4-run inning. The Blues were able to get 1, but the Saints won 5-1 for their 4th straight win. Bradshaw turns on that one. That's high in the air. Jack Thomas Wold jogs over. Cannot have a chance at that one. And the count will stay 1-2.
You can see why head coach Aaron Milam loves Bradshaw in the leadoff spot. Bradshaw leading the team with runs at 12 and leads the team in home runs with 3. Big power hitter to lead things off for the Saints.
And I think the runs is very important. Obviously, as a leadoff guy, it doesn't matter how, you just want to get on base. Whether he's hitting it over the fence or not, he's been getting on. Here's a little dribbler up the middle. Darren Williams on the backhand. Throw over to first. They got him by a step. Good play by Williams at second and a nice stretch by Wold at first.
And you love to see the hustle from Bradshaw down the first baseline. You never know what could happen. And with him, he was beating it out like it was a infield single.
Number 2, Jake McMurray.
Ball that wasn't hit very hard, but Williams did a good job getting over there on the backhand. And as I mentioned, a good stretch over there at first. And that'll bring up Jake McMurray. I was surprised not to see him in the lineup yesterday after having 3 hits in his previous 2 games. See if he can continue that momentum here tonight. First pitch outside, ball 1.
And in his last game with those 3 hits, Murray was credited for an RBI and a run. Let's see if he can have that kind of production here tonight against the Riptide.
And it's now quickly 2-0. McMurray starting to get more and more playing time recently. Didn't play a whole lot at the beginning. Blake Marsh getting a lot of playing time at first. But McMurray is average at .333. Still looking for his first home run, but he's got 5 runs driven in. Off speed pitch, he fouls off. It's 2-1.
That .333 average, second best average for the Saints. And him in that 2 spot could be something to keep an eye on to do some damage here in this ball game.
2-1. That's fouled off again. It'll be 2-2. Yeah, the only one better than him in the Saints lineup that's hitting is the man on deck, Drew Cowley, who just seems automatic to give you a couple hits every night. Hopefully he'll hit with a runner on as McMurray has a 2-2 count. The pitch from Roby. That's hit down the right field line. Has a chance of staying fair. Running over there's Freeman, but it's going to drop foul. And they'll do it again at 2-2. The Riptide coming in with a 3-game winning streak of their own. 2 against the Blues, and they won yesterday against Ventura, 16-4. So a lot of offense yesterday for the Riptide. As we said, the Saints 2-0 against the Riptide. Pitch grounded to short. Davis charges. Pump fakes, throw to first in time, and McMurray is out number 2.
I like how the Saints are getting Roby early on, deeper in the count. We saw yesterday with Matthew Sox, they weren't able to do that based off of how Sox was dealing to them, would always get up 0-2 in the count. And the Saints now having the ability there with 2-0 on that count to see some more pitches and get Roby higher in the count early on in this game.
Here is Drew Cali. First pitch takes high for ball 1. Cali coming in hitting .364. He's got 1 home run and 5 runs driven in. That one's inside. 2-0.
As you said, Cali leads the team in batting average, also leads the team in doubles with 5. Cali not only able to get the bat on the ball and put it in play, but seems to be getting a lot of extra base hits to start the season.
Swinging in on that one coming up empty. It's 2-1. Cali from Cal Poly Pomona. We've seen him play anywhere in the infield. Primarily at third. 2-1. It's outside. Three balls and a strike to the Saints' third baseman. Fouled back, and they'll do it full count. Riptide are 4-4 in league play. Like the Saints, started 1-4 before their win streak. 3-2, check swing. Did he go? He did not. And it'll be ball 4, and the Saints got their first base runner.
Anthony Roby already up to 15 pitches now. The Saints are liking it. Anytime you could get the starting pitcher above 15 pitches in any inning is a win in terms of batting efficiency and good plate discipline by the Saints.
Number 11, Peyton Lewis.
Good job by Cali to hold up there. Roby didn't like it, started to walk into his dugout, but had to go back. So now 2 outs run on first for Peyton Lewis, who leads the Saints in RBIs. First pitch is fastball high, ball 1. Lewis, a guy that seems like he's doing better than his stats say, only at 205 average, but like I said, has the most runs driven in for the Saints. Hit a grand slam earlier this year. Rips that one down the first base line. That's a fair ball. Cali rounding second on his way to third. Lewis on his way to second. The throw from Freeman into second is going to be in time. They nail Lewis at second. A great throw by Freeman and right.
Seemed to be a little bit of interference there by the second baseman. I don't know if Lewis was able to make a clean slide there. Didn't want to take him out, but that's an out right there for the Saints.
And a great throw by Colton Freeman. Nails Lewis at second for out number 3. And that'll do it in the first. No score as we head to the second. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Top of the second inning, we got no score. Merrick Sears back out there. And he'll get Colton Freeman, who just nailed Peyton Lewis at second, preventing a double as he's in the cleanup hole. And he takes ball one.
Freeman, the second best hitter for the Riptide at a .351 batting average. Could say the best, as Booker, the man who leads the team at .556, has only played in 2 games. He's 5 for 9, whereas Freeman has made double-digit starts so far for the Riptide.
Yeah, Kyle Booker from Tennessee University, obviously out playing in the College World Series, got over here late. But Sears behind Freeman 3-0. That one's in there for a strike, 3-1. Colton Freeman from Dartmouth College. And that one's in there from 3-0. It's now a full count. And Charles, obviously you want to see Merrick Sears do exactly what he did last inning, attack these hitters, keep the ball on the ground. That's when he's at his best. But he misses there, and it's a leadoff walk.
Colton was hyped to get that free pass, ran down there like there was somebody with a nice cool ice cream on this hot day waiting for him.
That'll bring up Jack Thomas Wold, the first baseman for the Riptide.
Jack Thomas Wold.
Jack Thomas Wold, one of the 4 from UNLV, lines out one to left. Coming in is Burden. He's not going to get there, and it's going to be a single. So following the leadoff walk, Jack Thomas Wold with an opposite field single, and the Riptide are threatening with 2 runners on and still nobody out. Can't stress enough how much leadoff walks hurt you. We've seen it happen so many times to the Saints and for the Saints this year, and sure enough, now that runner already in scoring position. Still nobody out, and here comes the Riptide second baseman, Darian Williams. Darren Williams, also from UNLV. Being from UNLV, I watched this kid a lot. I've been watching him since his freshman year. For the last 3 years, one of my favorite players personally to watch. He always hustles, works hard. As he takes a strike. But obviously, let's see if Sears can get a ground ball here and then get a double play.
Jared, I think this is the most impartial we'll see you all season, with the Vegas on the other side and the Saints here on home.
That's a grounder. Cobb dives, not going to get it to the center. Here comes Freeman around at third. He will score as the throw gets cut off as Jack Thomas Wold gets to third. And the Riptide cash in on the leadoff walk with back-to-back hits. An RBI single for Darren Williams. And Orange County takes an early 1-0 lead.
And Sears still with no outs here. He had that nice 1-2-3 inning to start, but since walked the first batter, Freeman, and back-to-back doubles, and now they're down here by 1.
Yeah, back-to-back singles for the Riptide, drive in the first run. And like we said, the leadoff walk, our other broadcaster, Tommy, likes to say a leadoff walk, it hurts you more than a leadoff triple does. Really, statistically, this one's driven up the middle. That's another base hit. Rosas with a single. And that drives in the second run for the Riptide. 3 straight hits here in the second inning off Merrick Sears, and the Riptide are up 2-0.
Riptide firing on all cylinders right now. Sears looking like he's just giving him up right there in the middle of the zone, and a couple shots right back at him, and all of a sudden it's 2-0. He's got to figure out how to locate his pitches a little bit better so this game doesn't get out of control fast.
Since the leadoff walk to the inning, it's been 3 straight pitches that have been hit for singles. So Riptide being aggressive. That'll bring up Dwight Allen, the center fielder, who has speed, not someone easy to double up. That curveball's taken high.
Allen, a curious character, leads the team in both strikeouts and walks. So we know he can get up in the count, get to those 3-2 counts, and it's just a matter of how that last pitch fares.
Allen from the University of Georgia. Now ahead in the count 2-0. 3 straight hits for the Riptide. And they lead 2-0 here in the top of inning number 2. That fastball's in there at the knees for a strike, 2-1.
That's where Sears has to live right now, those low strikes, keeping him down in the zone, making sure that no more hard-hit grounders are right back up the middle.
Look over at second. Williams gets back. This will be an interesting situation for the Saints, as we've seen in this 4-game win streak on the homestand. As Allen takes ball 3. They've been ahead. They've gotten ahead early in these games. They haven't really had to come back. So it'll be different territory for the Saints tonight. Still early in the lineup they have, obviously. But Sears trying to limit the damage here in only inning number 2. And he misses with that one. So a walk, 3 singles, and then another walk. And they're now loaded, but still nobody out for the Riptide shortstop, Davis Diaz.
Still doesn't seem to be any action in the bullpen as the pitching coach comes out to have a quick word with Sears here.
Yeah, like you said, perfect 1-2-3 inning for Sears, efficient. Only threw 7 pitches in the first inning. And the Riptide getting to him here in the second. It'll be Diaz, the shortstop. Diaz, another one of those SEC guys from Vanderbilt University. Just saw his school, as he's been with the Riptide the entire summer, not at Vanderbilt. Just saw them lose in the College World Series to Mississippi State.
Now batting for the Riptide, number 5, Davis.
And this is where Sears, still early in the game, base load, nobody out. You'll take a fly ball. You'll take an out for a run. Just really want to get this first out of the inning. Hopefully the meeting on the mound can help him settle down a little bit. The big lefty throws first pitch for a strike, going 1.
And Diaz coming in as the worst hitter in this lineup, 273 as the worst hitter, Jarrett. So this team and the overall Riptide can hit, range from 273 to 556 in this lineup.
That one's hit out to right. Peyton Lewis coming in will make the catch. Looks like they can double him up at first. The throw will not be in time. He gets back. Williams not able to tag from third. And a line out for Diaz gets Sears his first out without conceding the run.
And that's just what the Saints needed right there. Getting an out without allowing that run to score is huge. Allows for a double play opportunity here to get themselves out of the inning with only 2 runs allowed. That's best case scenario here for the Saints.
If Williams, the runner on third, knew the throw was going to first, he might go all the way home there, but he didn't know where Lewis was throwing.
Tough call. You want to make sure that your team maintains the momentum. You don't know if the third base coach told them to hold up. There seems to be some arguing over there between the two of them.
Here's Kyle Booker, line shot right at Boning at short. Toss over to second. Did they get him? They did. A double play. A double play. Kyle Booker lines in to the double play. And with bases loaded, nobody out, the Saints do not give up a run. The Riptide do score 2, but Sears, great job getting out of it. And we'll head to the bottom of the second with the Saints trailing 2-0.
the bottom of the second inning for your Arroyo Seco Saints. Number 3.
5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Saints. And first it'll be Cooper Elliott, who's the designated hitter for the Saints tonight.
Elliott, one of the team's solid hitters, 310 average, second in runs scored at 11.
First pitch, he fouls it off. Like I said, Cooper Elliott, not a guy that, I said this last night, really lights up the stat sheet. You look at it, he doesn't stand out for his home runs. It's not going to be the leaderboards and everything, but he's consistently good at everything, seems like.
Could be modeled quite closely to Austin Krisick for the Riptide.
It also helps that as Elliott takes ball one, he can play anywhere. We've seen him at center, at third, first. Gets the privilege of just hitting tonight. See if the Saints can come back after the Riptide got 2 runs in the top half of the inning.
Good pitch on the slider there out of Roby. And as you said, Jarrett, Cooper Elliott, Jonas Sebring, these utility guys that the Saints have are so crucial in terms of injuries in this long season, putting them anywhere. It's great.
And Elliott swings and misses at the off-speed pitch, and that's the first strikeout for Roby. And out number 1 in the second.
Yeah, the slider gets him back-to-back pitches, swing and miss on strike 2 and 3. He's going to have to make sure he gets that a little bit down in his next at-bat.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Jack Burden. Burden had a double last night, right down the first base line. First pitch, right in there for a strike, 0-1.
Burden, another one of those guys, just an all-round guy, 306 average, 7 ribbies, 10 runs. Fortunately, leads the team in strikeouts with 13. Needs to work on his strikeout ratio.
That one lined right back to Roby. It's off his glove. And Burden is going to get an infield single. We got to check if Roby's okay. It looked like it hit his glove when he fell over.
I thought he caught it for a second.
That's what I say. It almost looked like it went in his glove, but it popped out as his glove fell off. He's saying he's okay. Nonetheless, an infield single for Burden. And the Saints got a runner on with 1 out.
Even though there's no physical harm done to Roby there, that is right back at you. That'll startle you real quick, might mess with you mentally. Let's see how he goes moving forward.
Always a scary play. Luckily, the ball wasn't hit too hard. It looked like Burden got jammed a little bit. But always a scary play when you're on the mound because that mound's closer to home plate than you think.
It's everyone fortunate that they're okay, and mainly Roby there, that he's okay.
That'll bring up Tanner Lindsley. Only 2 hits and 20 at-bats for Lindsley this year. But both his hits have been timely. Each of them have driven in a run. He's got 3 RBIs. He's quickly behind in the count, 0-1. That one's chopped towards second. Williams going to have to be quick for 2. Instead, will just go to first to retire Lindsey for out number 2. But Burden goes into scoring position. And the Saints have that first run at second base.
Now batting for the Saints. Number 10,
And that'll be Brandon Boning. See if Boning can get a 2-out RBI and cut this deficit in half here. Boning back in the lineup after having yesterday off. First pitch from Roby. Kicks and deals. It's an off-speed pitch. It's taken inside for ball 1. Boning from Cal State Northridge. Pretty much the Saints' everyday shortstop.
Batting just under the Mendoza line at 179. Also shares the lead with Jag Burden for most strikeouts on the team at 13.
1-0. And it's fouled back towards us. Out of play, it's 1-1.
Hopefully that night off that Boning had yesterday allowed him to take a nice rest, get back into mid-season form here as we approach the middle of the season for the California Collegiate League.
That off-speed is in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think it's a good job by Milam to get him the day off. A guy that plays a lot, but when he's got a little bit of the strikeout bug, struggling a little bit at the plate, it's good to give him a little day off, see if he can get going. The one thing, and that's why I asked him yesterday when we talked to him in the interview, is he hasn't let affect his defense. He prides his game off his defensive skill.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been fantastic, so that's why he's going to be out there every 6 of the 7 days a week. That fastball's taken high. It's 2-2. Williams, second baseman for the Riptide, nearly directly behind second base. There's a big hole in between first and second. Boning can take it the other way. Freeman does have a good arm in right field. If Burden tried to score, we saw it in the first inning when he threw out Lewis trying to stretch a single into a double. Boning lines that one towards left. Coming in is Booker, and it's going to drop in front of him. Booker comes up firing. Burden trying to score. The throw's a good one. And the Saints score. Johnny did not decide to tag. Burden did slide, and the Saints are on the board. An RBI single from Brandon Boning.
What a curious decision by catcher Bajani to try to get the out at first. He maybe didn't think he had a chance to get Burden, but the throw was in time. It was pretty close to when Burden was coming in at the plate. A questionable call there by the catcher.
Yeah, very confusing play as Burden elected not to slide as well. So kind of just went in there and instead Bajani tried to get Boning from stranding two off first, but he did not. As Cobb comes in and takes the ball, but most importantly, the Saints are on the board and cut the lead to 2-1 now. Two-out single by Boning.
And that was Boning's 5th RBI on the season and just what he needed to get out of that slump. And as you said, the strikeout bug kind of hit him in that Palm Springs Power tournament over the last 2 weekends ago. And now he's on first today. Good on him.
Cobb takes ball 2. It's 2-0 to Jackson Cobb. I think it's really important for the Saints to get right back in this game quickly. Obviously got out of a jam as it's 2-1. Could have been a lot worse last half inning. Riptide got 2 runs and still had the bases loaded with nobody out. But a line out to shallow right and then a line out into a double play got Sears out of it. The Saints come up and get a run here in the bottom of the second. Boning takes off. The throw from Bajani down to second. It skips in the dirt. And good backup by Williams behind second. But it's going to be a stolen bag for Boning. And now the Saints with another runner on second with 2 outs. A 2-out RBI opportunity to tie this game.
Good speed out of Boning and great timing on that jump to make sure he was able to get in safely. And Boning having the time of his life right now. Starts off the game with a nice single for him and a stolen base.
It's 3-1 to Cobb. Ooh, big cut from Jackson Cobb.
Wow.
But he comes up empty. It's full count.
He wanted to take that 1 yard. The
Yeah.
Texas Tech product was swinging for the fences right there.
That was a big hack. Cobb has 1 home run on the season.
Cobb, a sophomore. Smart cookie and National Honor Society.
Foul tip and caught by Bajani behind the plate for the strikeout. But the Saints get one back thanks to an RBI single from Brandon Boning. And the Riptide lead 2-1 going to the third. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Watch the 2021 CCL Showcase game presented by ABDG Wednesday, July 14th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bally Sports TV. The CCL's top players will showcase their talents at the MLB Academy in Compton, California. Pre-game workouts will begin at 4 p.m. and tickets are available at the gate. For more information, visit calsummerball.com and be sure to follow the action on social media using the hashtag CCLBaseball. You might see some of these players on the Saints and Riptide there. As Merrick Sears back out there for his third inning of work, got the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Riptide. First, Austin Krizik. He popped out in foul territory his first at bat. A great running play by Jake McMurray in first. Krizik a chopper. It's going to go foul. He's quickly behind 0-2.
And good on Marcus Sears, having short-term memory, being a goldfish out there. Only lasting 10 seconds, coming back out attacking Krizik on his first batter in this third inning.
Still looking for his first punch out. Has Krizik behind 0-2. Fastball taken high. Sears not a big strikeout guy. He's got 11 and 12 innings pitched. One of the 4 lefties on the Saints. So he's working quick here. Ball in the dirt. Krizik with another good eye, and the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sears faced 7 batters that last inning, courtesy of 2 walks and 3 singles. He's hoping to get that number down this inning.
That one's at the knees, and Krizik is run up. The first strikeout for Merrick Sears, and Krizik is out number 1.
And that's just what Sears needed to start off this third inning.
Absolutely.
Getting a strikeout, getting his confidence back up, making sure that his defense knows that he's got him. He's not going to be dealing that all game. And with that, huge confidence booster off of that 1 run scored, courtesy of the Brandon Boning single.
First pitch, Bajani swings and misses at the changeup, 0-1. Absolutely, that first batter in this inning. After a rough inning, it's always important to get that first batter in the next inning. The 0-1's grounded. It's going to be a difficult play for Boning on the backhand. Stops it, but it's going to be a base hit for Bajani. So a 1-out single in the Riptide. Looking to add to their lead. They'll bring up their cleanup man, Colton Freeman.
Stepping in now for the Riptide, number 17, Colton Freeman.
That'll bring up Colton Freeman, the right fielder. He walked last inning and came around to score the game's first run.
And as you said, Jarrett, those walks, even errors, as we saw in that game yesterday, can be the start of something big. And that's why that strikeout to start this inning out of Merrick Sears was such a huge stepping stone for him to continue this game.
It seriously seems like every time we see a walk or an error, especially to lead off inning, they always come around to score. It's like you can't make it up, really. And Sears struggling throwing strikes against Freeman. He's behind 2-0 here. Freeman with a big cut. Swings and misses at that one, 2-1. We saw Krizik and now Freeman. Same with Bajani. A lot of these Riptide players not using batting gloves. You don't see that very often.
I would not like to see the blisters on those hands there,
No.
Jarrett. They're probably 2-3 years old, and they're really callous, I'm sure, as well.
Jack Thomas Wold on deck, also with no batting gloves. It's 3-1 now.
Hitters count to Freeman. Let's see if he can take advantage of it.
Kicks and deals. That's fouled off, 3-2. You got a double play last inning via a line out. Looking for another one here that can get him through the third.
About to say, a great time for another one here, Jared, for sure.
And it's always important once your team gets you a run back after a tough inning. You want to get them back. That one's a hanging curveball. It's going to be down the line. It's fair ball. Looks like extra bases for Freeman. Bajani on his way to third. Burden gets it in. It's going to be a double for Colton Freeman. And the Riptide have second and third with 1 out.
And that, unfortunately, takes away the double play for the Saints, as they now have Riptide have runners on second and third, and Freeman continuing to deliver in that 4 spot. Could see why, 351 batting average. He's continuing to pile that average up.
Stepping in now for the Riptide.
And that'll bring up Jack Thomas Wold. He singled in the first pitch he saw last inning. He also came around to score. Chance for a couple RBIs for him. Sears with the lefty-lefty matchup. Infield stays back for the Saints, only one out. First pitch is a fastball taken high.
As you mentioned, Wold leads the team in runs scored at 12. He has the chance to add to his RBI total to tie that lead as well.
That one he gets under. It'll be a foul ball. Be 1-1. Jack Thomas Wold, someone that doesn't strike out a lot for a big power guy. Does not strike out a lot. Fly ball could give the Riptide their third run of the game. That pitch, foul tip. And it's 1-2. Makes you wonder how long head coach Aaron Milam keeps Sears in the game. We saw Saxon Andros only go 3 innings yesterday. He wasn't in as much trouble as Sears has been so far today.
It's a good point you make, Jared. Sears allowing 2 runs in 3. Saxon didn't allow a single run in 3.
Jack Thomas Wold out in front of that curveball. It's fouled off. Base hit will be interesting to see Colton Freeman, an aggressive base runner on second. But the Saints with some strong arms in the outfield, especially in right with Peyton Lewis. We've seen him nailed down. Runner at the plate earlier in the season. Something you don't see anymore in baseball is collisions at the plate. Because if it was, Tanner Lindsay's the guy I would want for the Saints behind the plate, because I don't know if anyone's going through him.
That is a big man, 6'4", 220. If you want to take that man on at catcher, I wish you luck. You are a very brave man trying to take down Tanner Lindsley. Lindsley also has a brother who's in the majors right now, plays for the Washington Nationals.
2-2, it's in the dirt, and Jack Thomas Wold chased it. And a big strikeout there for Sears results in out number 2.
Second strikeout of the inning, and you know that's got to feel good for Sears, able to get that out with the double play ball eliminated by the Colton Freeman double. And now, hopefully, just a ground ball to be able to retire Williams here and get Sears out of this inning.
Yeah, Williams, an RBI single his last time up. It's going to be up to him now with 2 outs. He'll need another hit to get a run. Sears, a chance to get out of another jam. First pitch catches the outside corner, strike 1. We saw the Riptide leave him loaded last inning. Sears trying to leave runners in second and third here in the third. Riptide still lead 2-1. Oh, 1. A big hop to Boning at short. It's going to be a tough play. Throws on the run. They got him. Beautiful play by Brandon Boning and a good stretch by McMurray at first. Retires the side. Riptide miss opportunity to score more. They lead 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the third.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Saints. Number 12,
Bottom of the third, the Saints trail by 1. It's a 2-1 lead for the Riptide and top of the order for the Saints against pitcher Tony Roby. First pitch from Roby is outside for a ball to Bradshaw, 1-0. Bradshaw grounded out in his first at-bat. Swings and misses. It's 1-1. In the first win for the Saints over the Riptide, when they won 14-4 in Orange County, they had 7 runs in the first 2 innings on 1 hit. So it was a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, a lot of walks that the Saints cashed in on, as they usually do. So far for Roby, just the 1 walk to Cali in the first. Been able to get out of it thanks to a heads-up play by Colton Freeman and right. 2-1 now to Bradshaw. That's taken high. And now he's in danger of his second walk of the game. It's 3-1.
And just from that run differential between Game 1 and Game 2, Jared, you could see the improvements made by the Riptide. They know that they want to play a lot better against this ball club.
That one's up the middle. It's going to be a leadoff single for Connor Bradshaw. And the Saints getting things going here in the third. As here comes McMurray.
Good on Bradshaw, now 1 for 2 in this game, and fortunately wasn't a home run for us, Jared. He can't do it every time, but at least he gets on a nice leadoff single, and that's just what the Saints were looking for. And the red-hot Jake McMurray coming up, hoping to be the start of a big inning here for the Saints.
Seems like every time I see Bradshaw get a hit, first pitch McMurray misses, ball 1. It's in the middle of the field. His home runs have all been to dead center. And it seems like every time I'm on the call and I see him get hits, it's always up the middle. It's great approach by Bradshaw, and that's why he's at the leadoff spot, like you said, pretty much every day for the Saints. The 1-0. Murray is a little bit tardy on the fastball to be 1-1. McMurray grounded out on a chopper to short. His first time up. Let's see if Bradshaw's ever in motion in this at-bat. Boney got a steal last inning off Roby. Bajani, a good defensive catcher behind the plate with a good arm. See if Bradshaw wants to test it. He doesn't there, and that slider's taken outside, 2-1.
This Bajani was electric in his start last time here at Jackie Robinson Field. No stolen bases on him, and we'll see if he's able to hold up that clean slate again here tonight.
That one's taken high. And for the second straight hit of the inning, Roby's fallen behind 3-1.
Couple of hitters counts for these Saints players, and just what they needed to have this inning go their way. See if it continues here.
3-1. High fastball. McMurray might have chased ball 4, but a good cut. But he foul tips it, and it's 3-2. See if Bradshaw's in motion here, try to stay out of the double play. It's a decent-sized lead at first. With the first baseman, Wold, holding him on. It's open. There goes Bradshaw, and McMurray got under it. Wold going back just in foul territory. It makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Good base running by Bradshaw to get back. A nice catch by Wold, and McMurray is out number 1.
And I'm really impressed there by that Saints dugout. You heard it all the way here from the broadcast booth. Allowed back. Able to let that runner know and Bradshaw to get back to first. And really good teamwork by the Saints there to make sure that they're watching the game, and they're really on top of things. You love to see that, and that's discipline probably enforced by head coach Aaron Milam.
That'll bring up Drew Calley, the third baseman. First pitch is fastball taken high. Ball 1.
Calley walked his first time up. Could have been a part of a big inning had it not been Peyton Lewis getting thrown out at second by the man in right, Colton Freeman.
Fastball blown by Calley. Counts 1-1.
Saints still doing a really good job at getting up in the count so far in this game, as Roby is above 30 pitches.
1-1. Calley hits that one out towards left. Booker going back. That ball is going to be over his head. Here comes Bradshaw. He's going to hit third. He's going to be waved home. Calley stops at second. Bradshaw will score, and we have a tie ball game. An RBI double from Drew Calley, and we're all tied at 2.
Wow, Drew Cowley, I said it. Leads the team in doubles at 5, adds 6 to that stat, and he pads his lead over his own team there with extra base hits, that being a double right there. You love to see it.
Great opposite field power from Cali, hitting over Booker's head and deep left. Great piece of hitting by Cali. And the Saints say we have a brand new ball game, all scored at 2, and still with a runner on second, only one out, bring the RBI leader for the Saints, Peyton Lewis. Lewis singled his last time but got thrown out. That one's grounded short. Play is going to be made by Davis and a strong throw to first in time. Cali will take third, but now 2 outs here for Elliott.
A runner moved over, RMO as I like to call it, and I think that stat should be included more in ball games. It doesn't get enough love. You do that in a game, it is so crucial getting those runners into scoring position. No matter if you get out, no matter the fielder's choice, you're able to get those RMOs. It's a good day for you offensively.
Cooper Elliott struck out swinging. Chance to give the Saints their first lead of the night. Runner on third with 2 outs. That one's taken low. Ball 1. Saints quickly erase their 2-run deficit. Had an RBI single with Boning and an RBI double from Cali. One 0. Elliott chopper to second. Should be routine for Williams. Throw to first is in time. Elliott's retired. But the Saints add another. An RBI double from Drew Cowley ties this game at 2. It's a brand new ball game as we go to inning number 4. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
Top of the 4th inning for the Riptide, number 4, Emilio Rosas.
Merrick Sears will go out there for his 4th inning of work, and this time we have a game tied at 2. An RBI double from Drew Cowley in the bottom of the 3rd. Tied this one up. As will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, bottom of the order for the Riptide. Rosas takes strike 1 from Sears as we kick off the 4th inning.
Rosas, one of the better averages on the team at .333, singled his first time up. Part of that trio of singles in the 2nd inning.
Yep, he comes up empty there. It's 0-2, an RBI single for Rosas. 3 straight singles on 3 straight pitches for the Riptide in the 2nd. Got him up to a 2-0 lead, but the Saints have since erased that as we play the top of the 4th. Rosas does not chase. Pitch in the dirt, it's 1-2.
Good discipline by Rosas, laying off of that pitch. Rosas also up there in runs with 8 runs, 4th best on the team.
Yeah, Riptide a really good hitting team. Depth in the lineup from 1 to 9. That one's chopped foul. From top of the order to the bottom of the order. Very good offensively. It's if they can get that consistent pitching.
Saints have their work cut out for them, but have managed, as we mentioned before, to beat the Riptide in both meetings so far this season. Looking to do the same here tonight as they tied it up 2-2.
1-2, fastball taken high. It's 2-2. got to give credit to the Riptide lineup so far. I haven't really chased a lot. We saw Jack Thomas Wold last inning chase a slider away and in the dirt, but besides that, not really chasing the pitches Sears trying to strike him out with. Rosas has battled this 0-2 count back to 2-2. Pitch from Sears. That's another fastball high and outside, and just like that, it's back to a full count. And like we said, this is all important per first pitch. Full count pitch as don't want to walk the leadoff guy.
Can't walk that leadoff guy. We mentioned we see him score way too often.
Here it is. And it's hit just foul down the third base line. That was a rocket off the bat of Rosas.
Might not see the pitcher's duel tonight, Jared, as both of these pitchers are up in the pitch count. Probably going to be the last inning for both Sears and Roby in this game, but we'll see what their coaches allow in terms of pitch count.
3-2 once more. And that's taken high, ball 4. Sears walks the leadoff guy for the second time in 4 innings. And the Riptide trying to regain that lead here in the 4th.
This is where you really need to bear down if you're Sears. Get a guy to roll over in Dwight Allen, the guy to do it. Hoping to get a double play ball and get the momentum back on the Saints side.
Dwight Allen, the Riptide center fielder, walked his last time, got speed. So not an easy guy to double up. But obviously we know the skill of the Saints infield, especially the middle infielders in Cobb and Boning. First pitch, thought about going, did not. It was a good decision as it's ball 1.
And with that walk, Jarrett, Allen reaches 10 walks on the season. The first one that I've seen to hit double digits so far. Really good plate discipline. Unfortunately, as I said, also leads in strikeouts with 16.
Yeah. Seems like that's what he does. Either a strikeout or walk, right?
Pretty much.
Well, he's ahead in the count 2-0 here. And you wonder if another walker hit here, if Milam goes and pulls Sears. Throw over. Rosas back in time. Riptide looking to win their 4th straight. The Saints looking to win their 5th straight. Battle of 2 hot teams right now.
These are the matchups you love, Jared, and this game so far is proving to be what we expected to in this 2-2 ball game.
Sears trouble locating. Had 0-2 on Rosas. And ended up walking him, and now it's 3-0 on Allen. Based on our view, we can't really see the Saints' bullpens. We don't know who's warming up. 3-0 is in there for a strike, 3-1.
And that's just what Sears needs to do right there. Almost treat every pitch a little bit like it's a 3-0. Trust yourself, trust your pitch, and make a really good attack on the batter to the plate.
3-1, and that's not close. Way outside for ball 4. And back-to-back walks to start the 4th inning now for Sears. And eyes on Milam. He's going to leave him out there, as it'll now bring Davis Diaz up. He lined out to right with the bases loaded last time. It'll be another trip from the pitching coach to talk to Sears.
Milam gesturing toward the bullpen over there. Seeming to get an arm warmed up, gesturing toward his pitching coach, and it looks like we'll have an arm getting warmed up over there, but no pitching change thus far. We'll see who's getting warmed up on the bump for you.
Yeah, second time the pitching coach has had to come talk to Sears today. He's now got 4 walks in the game here with no one out in the 4th inning. Davis Diaz, the shortstop, is the hitter. He'll be followed by the top of the lineup. Last time they had the meeting on the mound, though, was with the bases loaded, nobody out, and Sears got the next 2 guys without allowing a run. See if this pitching mound visit will do the same. That's a beautiful curveball in there for a strike, 0-1.
Not many first pitch strikes out of Sears so far in this ball game. He was good on the first inning, and ever since then he's been throwing a lot of first pitch balls. That one good on him there to get that strike in there on the curveball.
And that's fastballs in there too, back-to-back strikes. And it's 0-2 to Diaz now.
You got to wonder what this pitching coach is saying to him. He's giving him some life out there. Every time he goes out there, it's a new Sears. You love to see that.
It could be as simple as calming him down. 0-2 fastball just a bit high. Be 1-2. That's the one thing Sears has been missing so far tonight is that strikeout pitch. He's got two of them, one looking, one swinging. But these Riptide hitters are doing a very good job not chasing any bad pitches. The 1-2, that's a chopper to third. Callie fields it. Throw over to second. Cobb for one. Got to be quick. Throw to first. Not going to be in time. So the Saints get one, but now there'll still be one out with runners on the corners for Kyle Booker.
Booker hitless so far in this game. Grounded out into a first base. His first time up, and next time up, grounded out into that 6-4 double play, 6-4-3 that got Sears out of the inning in the second. Double play ball still an opportunity here for the Saints with runners at the corners.
Booker fouls that back towards us. Strike 0-1. Yeah, but Booker lined out with one out and the bases loaded. The line shot hit hard right to the shortstop Boning, and he flicked over to Cobb at second for the double play. Booker has speed, not one to easily double up if the ball's hit on the ground. The Saints infielders will have to be quick with it. That one he's way out in front of, and it's quickly 0-2. Strikeout would be huge here for Sears.
Sears attacking early yet again. Gets the guy on an 0-2 count, just what he likes, and hopefully he can fire a nice outside low pitch to get him to ground out here and get out of this inning.
5 men already left on base for the Riptide. This one's outside, 1-2. Trying to cash in on these opportunities that the Riptide have had. Sears has been able to work out of jams the last 2 innings. Pitch. And that's into right for a base hit. An RBI single from Booker. Diaz will stop at second, and the Riptide regain that 1-run lead. They now lead 3-2.
Yeah, Sears left that off-speed curveball up in the zone, and Booker good on him, waiting on it, able to turn on it, sends it right past McMurray at first, and as you said, they regain the lead here in the top of the 4th inning.
And still first and second now with one out for Austin Krizik. So leadoff walk comes to hurt Sears again. As the Riptide now lead 3-2 here in the top of the 4th.
Yet again, that leadoff walk scores, Jarrett. Just a running theme in this league. Errors and walks to start an inning off is never a good sign. Always a recipe for a run, it seems like, in the CCL.
Sears looking for another ground ball, possibly get a double play ball to get out of the inning. The 1-0 pitch. And that's not close. It's 2-0.
He's missing those fastballs up and away consistently all game. Even if he's trying to get those batters to chase on the 0-2 pitch, it's still way outside and too high. It's not going to fool anybody.
Absolutely. Those fastballs are missing way above the letters right now, and that's why the Riptide aren't really chasing them. And he misses with that one, and it's 3-0 to Krizik now.
For Sears, you have such a good infield. This is one of the best defensive infields for the Saints. McMurray, Boning, Cobb, and over there Cowley, and let your defense work for you. Pitch him in the zone. It's obviously hard for him to find it right now, but just bear down and let him work for you.
He's in danger of walking his 3rd man of the inning, and he does just that on 4 pitches. And I believe that will be it for Sears. The Riptide will load the bases with 1 out. And will not be it for Sears. They're going to let him face Bajani.
Bajani 1 for 2 thus far. Singled in the 3rd and ground out to short.
That will be it. It was late for Milam to get over there, letting his arm in the bullpen get a few more throws. The base is loaded for the Riptide. They lead by 1 in the 4th. And it'll be a pitching change for the Saints. New pitcher for the Saints will be Tommy Hannon out of UC Berkeley. And no, not much more harder job than coming in with the bases loaded. Does have one out, but he'll get the number 3 hitter, Eric Bajani, the catcher, who singled his last time up, but was stranded on third. He up with the bases loaded, Riptide leading 3-2, still only one out. Hanno definitely in a strikeout or double play ball moment. Bajani, the catcher, running, could be doubled up. See if Hannon can get the ground ball. And he does. He's grounded to second. Cobb's going to be quick with it. And he bobbles it. And instead of 2, they're going to get none. It'll be an error on Jackson Cobb. And the Riptide add another. It's 4-2 lead.
Unfortunate there for the Saints. I was just talking up this defensive infield. Cobb with a playable ball. Could have turned 2 there to get out of the inning. And a little bit of surprise there, as one error there and a couple getting through is very uncharacteristic of this Saints defense.
And that'll bring Colton Freeman, who has been a thorn in the side of the Saints so far. He walked, came in around and scored, and ripped a double down the third base line. Also made a defensive highlight back in inning number 1, trying to add to their 2-run lead. As Hannon fires a strike right there, 0-1.
And as we said, Merrick Sears' day is done. 3 1/3 innings of work. 6 hits allowed, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 4 earned runs now off of that error by Jackson Cobb.
And he still has 2 more credited to him on the base paths. But hopefully Hannon can pick him up and get out of this jam. 3rd straight inning. The Saints fielders have been out there for a while, and the Riptide had runners all over the bases. It's a 1-1 count to Freeman. The pitch. That's in the dirt. Good block there by Lindsley. And it's 2-1. And the tough thing for Sears is in this inning, he has allowed 1 hit. There's been 1 hit for the Riptide in this inning, and they've scored 2 runs and still have the bases loaded.
Yeah, that's tough.
Pitch him hand in. It's a little grounder. It's going to be difficult to play, too. Cobb picks it up. No one's covering first. Throw to second to Boning. Did they get him? They did. So they nailed Bajani. Heads up play by Cobb, realizing no one was covering first. And they'll get 1 out and the runner on second. But meanwhile, Kyle Booker is able to score, and the Riptide add to a lead. It's now 5-2.
Yes, Colton Freeman, they finally get him on the fielder's choice there, but he's able to drive in yet another run as the Riptide now have a 5-2 lead. And for Colton Freeman, that is now his 4th RBI of the season.
So tough luck for Tommy Hannon. 2 soft hit ground balls, but hit a little too soft. They're not able to turn 2. And it's now 5-2. Riptide leads. Still runners in the corner with 2 outs for Jack Thomas Wold, who fouls that one off 0-1.
Yeah, so make that 5 earned runs now on Merrick Sears. As Jarrett said, he still has 1 more. Man over at third is credited to Sears as well.
The 0-1 from Hannon. He winds and fires. Thomas Wold fouls that one back towards us, and it's 0-2 now. Wold's the 8th hitter to bat in the inning for the Riptide. Hannon looking for the strikeout. Runner takes off. Fouls it off, and Freeman will have to go back to first.
We've seen these Saints pitchers, I should say just Sears so far today, get these 0-2 counts getting ahead. Let's see if Tommy Hannon can take advantage of the count that he's built his way up to and get this payoff strikeout pitch.
The 0-2. Wold down the third base line, just foul. Looked like a half swing by Wold just to make contact on it. Actually hit it hard down third base line, but just goes foul.
Too close for comfort there for the Saints. That could have been trouble.
Remains 0-2. Lindsley going to have to be on his toes behind the plate as Krizik on third could score on a wild pitch. 5-2 Riptide lead. They have 3 here in the top of the 4th. And he strikes out Thomas Wold with the fastball. Second time, Wold goes down swinging. But the Riptide, on only 1 hit, managed to score 3 runs and retake a 5-2 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, you're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
15, Jag Vernon.
After a long inning out in the field for the Saints, their bats will try to cut into this 3-run deficit. Roby back out there. First pitch to Burden is taken for a strike, 0-1. And the first thing you got to do if you're the Saints, whether you score in this inning or not, is you just do not want it to be a quick inning. You just had all those legs out there standing for a while. You do not want to get up there quickly, and that's exactly what the Riptide are trying to do in Roby. He said, we just had a long inning, scored 3 runs. Let's get that pitcher immediately back out on the mound. So that's what I'll aim to do, is it's now 0-2 quickly on Burden. Burden singled and came around to score his first time up.
Yeah, sometimes as a pitcher, you want to get back out there right away, but I'm sure Roby's was thinking, I'll take another 5-10 minutes of this, pad my lead up, and give me some more run support. And he's coming out firing. It doesn't seem to have affected him here.
Yeah, because sometimes, you see that affect pitchers when they're in the dugout for too long. Like your team can have a long inning, but that affects you because you aren't throwing. You're just sitting cold. As the count now is 2-2 to Burden.
And as we mentioned earlier, Jared, it's quite interesting. We talked about that first game between these two teams, and the Saints able to do all that damage off of just one hit, and now the Riptide last inning able to do 3 runs worth of damage off of just 1 hit.
Yep, it's been the story as Burden bloops that one. That might have a chance of falling. It doesn't look like it will, as Allen, a few steps to his left, makes the grab for an easy out number 1.
Now stepping in for the Saints, number 33, Tanner.
That'll bring up Tanner Lindsley. He grounded out. With 1 out here in the 4th. And as I was saying, that's been the story of the CCL. We talked about it yesterday. It's just taking advantage of those errors, those mistakes. And for the Saints, a lot this season, they've been taking advantage of other people's. Today, it's been the opposite of that, and the Riptide cashing in on the Saints' mistakes. We even saw an error on Jackson Cobb yesterday, which is very rare. Just the 0-1 to Lindsley. Check swing. It's going to be a called strike anyways, and it's quickly 0-2 on him.
I was a little worried about this game, Jared, just for the fact that the Saints have beat them twice in a row. Could be a little bit of a trap game, and so far 5-2. Hoping the Saints can battle back.
At the hard ground ball to second, Williams has it. Routine play, and quickly 2 outs here for Roby in the 4th. Yeah, as you're saying, we've seen a few of that. I mean, we saw the Saints fall twice to the Conejo Oaks to start out. Then they beat them really easily.
12-3, I would say.
Earlier this week for the first time. We obviously Saints lost to the Blues to start off league play. Then they beat them for the first time. And for the Riptide, they fall into the Saints the first few times here. And like I said, it kind of shows the CCL, you're not going to dominate everyone. It's really going to be different game each and every time. That's why you have to go out there and play like it is. You can't go into a game as Boning takes ball 1 thinking, we beat them twice. As the Riptide want to come back and get payback on the Saints. It's 1-0 to Boning. He had an RBI single his first at bat. He takes a strike there, 1-1.
Roby's really commanding this inning. Has gotten a pitcher's count every time. Let's see if he can get one here.
Misses with the fastball, 2-1. A little tardy on the fastball, now 2-2. Tony Roby from Texas State University. As Boning, a little dribbler up the middle. Williams got to be quick with it. Off-balance throws, not going to be in time. Pulled the ball off the bag. Boning had to beat out anyways. And Boning is 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
And a good effort there by JT Wold, making sure that he got off the bag. He knew he wasn't going to get the out there and really saved an error throw that could have been Brandon Boning able to get to second.
And that'll bring up Jackson Cobb with 2 outs, runner on first. As I was saying, Tony Roby from Texas State. So is Peyton Lewis, who's in the lineup, so college teammates. Facing off against each other here in the California Collegiate League.
And as we mentioned in our other broadcast, if you caught it, that advantage usually goes to the hitter having seen the pitcher. Yet so far today, Lewis tried to turn it into a double, got thrown out, and grounded out into a fielder's choice.
That fastball is inside for a ball.
Cobb struck out his first time up, seeing quite a few pitches, took it to a full count, but was unable to get the free pass or get a bat on the ball.
1-0, runner takes off. Cobb, little dribbler down third base line. That's going to stay fair. That's going to be infield hit. And it will be. Boning, little strikes off second. We'll get back in time. And back-to-back two-out infield hits here for the Saints. And they have a little two-out rally here with Connor Bradshaw coming up.
Did that not work to perfection or what? A nice little chopper down the third base line. Cobb able to beat it out, and the hit and run was in effect there. Beautifully done by the Saints and beautifully done by Cobb getting that hit down.
That's what they always say. It really evens out those lasers that you hit right at people and you're irritated. You couldn't hit the ball any harder and you hit it right at someone. But then those little bloops or those little drigglers that you get for hits, it always seems to even out. And like I said, Cobb will take that single. Here's Bradshaw, takes the fastball inside. As Bradshaw now represents the tying run here with 2 outs. 2 infield singles here for the Saints. And Bradshaw leads the team in home runs, could easily tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. The 1-0. Off speed, inside, it's 2-0. McMurray's on deck. He's 0 for 2.
Roby's starting to lose it a little bit here. Started off the first 3 batters on 0-2. Since then has been throwing quite a few balls and now down in this count 2-0.
Bradshaw should see a pitch to hit here. 2-0. He does. He got under it. And it's not going to be playable. Back into the bleachers. First strike 1.
Just got underneath that pitch. That was a really good one for Bradshaw to hit, and he knew it. Definitely wants that one back.
Bradshaw, 7 RBIs, 3 of them coming on his home runs, all solo shots. Obviously in that leadoff spot, not a guy with a lot of RBI opportunities. He has one here, the 2-1. That's taken high, it's 3-1. So Roby now in danger of a walk that could load the bases for McMurray.
Another hitter's count to Connor Bradshaw, 2-0 on the first, now 3-1.
Should see a pitch to hit here. See if he can zero in on one. And that's ball 4. So Boning will go to third, Cobb on second, and Bradshaw on first. They're loaded for the Saints here with 2 outs. And here comes McMurray.
And McMurray is due. We know we've been talking about the hot bat that he's got starting off this game. 0 for 2 thus far. He's itching to get a hit here and drive in a few runs for the Saints and continue this 2-out rally.
Bajani goes out to talk to his pitcher.
Number 2, Jake McMurray.
Roby trying to get out of this jam. They're loaded with 2 outs, 2 infield hits, and a walk. He fires first pitch ball to McMurray. And that's going to be frustrating as a pitcher, and this is why I think it was good by Bajani to go talk to him to calm him down. Boning hits it off the end of the bat up the middle for an infield single. Cobb gets jammed down the third base line. You haven't even really let up hard contact. As he fires a strike in there, 1-1. Hasn't allowed contact, then walks a guy. It's like all this is happening. It's like, that's why I think it was good by Bajani to try to go calm him down. Just focus on this hitter. But McMurray and the Saints trying to take advantage of that.
And really no one to blame, too. These balls were just such dinkers, they couldn't even really field it.
McMurray got under it, out to right. Freeman looks under it. Roby looks like he'll get out of it, and he does. So McMurray and the Saints can't capitalize on the 2-out rally. And we'll go to the 5th inning with the Saints still trailing 5-2.
Leading off the fifth inning.
Darren Williams set to lead things off for the Riptide in the fifth, as Tommy Hannon, who came and got the final 2 outs in the fourth, will go back out there for his first full inning of work, with the Saints still trailing 5-2. Williams first pitch swinging to short. Boning, nice play. Spins around, shrunk to first a little high, but McMurray able to snag it. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Hannon here in the fifth.
Now batting for the Riptide, number 4, Emilio Rosas.
And now will come Rosas. He RBI single in the second and walk and came around to score in the fourth. So he's been all over the base pass so far for the Riptide. He takes ball 1. Chopper foul.
And with that RBI, Jarrett, Rosas now at 6 RBIs on the season. Middle of the pack on this Riptide team that gets a lot of runners in. Seen a lot of high-scoring games out of the Riptide when they're not playing the Saints.
That one's fouled back. And Hannon ahead now 1-2. He struck out Wold last inning to end the inning. The 1-2 from Hannon. Off speed, Rosas out in front of it. Should be playable for Burden and left, and he'll make the catch. And that's out number 2 here in the fifth.
Jag Burden back out and left again. Another night off for Josh Cowden. Burden we're used to seeing out in right field, and seems he's adjusted quite nicely to his new left field spot.
Yeah, as you said, Cowden with the night off. He's got 2 days off in the last 3 games. Don't expect to see that often. First pitch, a strike now to Dwight Allen.
Allen walks twice so far today, now has 11 walks on the season.
And so far, you got to give credit to Tommy Hannon. Came in, got 2 weak ground balls and a strikeout last inning. Here's another weak ground ball to Cobb at second. Chance for a 1-2-3 inning for Hannon, and it's done. Cobb throws out Allen. And a very quick, much-needed inning for Hannon and the Saints. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth with Riptide leading 5-2. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth inning for the Saints.
Bottom of the fifth for the Saints, and they have the right guys up to try to get back in this game, trailing by 3. Drew Cali, Peyton Lewis, and Cooper Elliott due up. And the Saints trying to get back in this one. First pitch to Cali is taken for strike 0-1. It's Roby back out there for his 5th inning of work. He's been good through 4. Callie out to center. Allen charging in, not going to be able to get it. And Drew Callie on for the 3rd time tonight. And his 2nd hit of the night.
He's just on, Jarrett, period. This man knows how to get on base. One of the most clutch hitters for the Saints, and he's able to lead this off here in the 5th. And now the matchup you were just talking about between these two guys.
Yep, 2 Texas State products out here for the summer. First pitch in, chopped foul. Lewis got the better of him in the 1st inning with a single, but grounded out in the 3rd inning, making him 1 for 2.
Lewis, as you mentioned, leads the team in ribbies, also leads the team in hit by pitches. Been hit quite a few times.
Nearly gets hit there as that ball's inside, 1-1. The 1-1 to Lewis. Off-speed pitch. Looked high, 2-1.
Yeah, leaving that changeup up high. Lucky for him that it didn't drop a little bit lower, right in the spot that Lewis can really drive those off-speed pitches.
Two and 1. Lewis chops it foul. And the count's even at 2 apiece. See if Lewis can do what he did in the 1st inning. He pulled one over the first baseman's head with the first baseman Wold holding on to Callie at first. There's a big hole in between 1st and 2nd.
Roby feeling his off speed right now. Let's see if he goes back to it on the 2-2.
Lewis fouls it off. Johnny doesn't have a play at it.
That's back-to-back sliders out of Tony Roby's. Let's see him go back to his fastball on this next pitch.
5-2 Riptide lead here in bottom of inning number 5. 3-run inning for the Riptide in the 4th. Off Merrick Sears, giving them the 3-run lead. Lewis, a big cut, comes up empty. And he strikes out for out number 1.
Albie's getting the best of him yet again.
Now it'll be Cooper Elliott, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a soft ground out.
Now batting for the Saints, number 3, Cooper Elliott.
Cooper Elliott's due. Let's see if he can find a gap somewhere. Get Callie running around those bases.
Elliott leads the team in walks at 6.
Oh, 1 to Elliott. Runner on first, 1 out. Callie takes off. Throw from Bajani. A little bit high, and Callie's got a stolen bag. 2nd stolen base today for the Saints.
As I mentioned earlier, Jarrett, no stolen bases on Bajani in the last meeting between these two teams. Now 2 stolen bases real quick, but as you mentioned, the Riptide still holding on to that 5-2 lead.
Now the Saints with a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. And that's something, this is going to be big for the Saints. And obviously, only the 5th inning, have plenty of time, but you don't got to get all those runs in 1 inning. You can just get 1 back here, see if Elliott can get a single somewhere. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a ball.
That's right, just keep chipping away. It's like when you get a bunch of homework after a day of school. You don't think of it as one lump sum. Take each assignment, tackle it one at a time, and that's exactly what the Saints are doing so far in this ballgame.
I like the idea of the bunt there. Rosas playing a little deep at 3rd. Elliott can get it down. He has the speed to beat it out and also would allow Callie to take 3rd. He decides not to show it here. He swings and fouls it off his ankle. And now we're at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elliott from Wichita State, one of a few Saints from Wichita State. 2-2 from Roby. Elliott just a bit early on that one. Laces it foul, and they'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out runner on second. Callie with a single to lead off the inning. He also stole second. Roby kicks and deals. Elliott fouls it off himself again. Good battle here at the plate.
Really good at bat by Cooper Elliott. Not only is he fighting up here at this plate, but it continues to get that pitch count up for Roby's.
Roby shakes off a sign. Wants a specific pitch. Let's see what he goes to. 2-2 once more. Looked like a slider taken just inside, and now the count's full. Wonder how short his leash is now as we're in inning number 5. Elliott's worked the count full. Jack Burden on deck. The 3-2. Elliott, good. Fouls it back. Over the bleachers behind the plate. Sun has finally gone down here at Jackie Robinson Field.
It was a hot one to start this game, Jarrett. Now it's kind of cooled down here.
That's the interesting weather about here in Cali. It's very hot at the beginning, and then by the end of the night, I kind of want to throw a sweatshirt on. It gets a little chilly.
Yeah, starting at 92, dropping to a little below 70. It's a pretty big change.
3-2. Elliott turns on that one. Looks like he just missed it, got under it. Freeman charged it in towards that foul line. Will make the catch. Callie's going to test his arm. The throw to third is up the line, and Callie will tag to third. So Elliott moves the runner over. However, he does result in out number 2, and he'll take a 2-out RBI here from Jack Burden.
Those RMOs coming with 1 out, and it's great here by Cooper Elliott to move him over. Good on Cowley to tag up. They really have a prime opportunity to close this gap here in the 5th.
2 outs, runner on third for Burden. Burden is 1 for 2. He singled and scored the first run for the Saints and flew out to center his second at bat. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it back 0-1.
Burden had an infield single his first time up and flew out to center in the 4th.
And he pops it up. It's going to be a difficult play for Davis running out. And they drop the ball. Burden on his way to second. A collision by Booker and Davis out in shallow left, and the Saints get one back.
Looks like both players are all right. Fortunate for the Riptide, but also unfortunate. They allow a run to score, and the Saints capitalizing on that one. And we talked about it, Jarrett. Errors and miscommunication is what can hurt the Riptide in this ball game, and they're going to have to limit those if they want to hold on to this lead. Even though they're holding on to a 5-3 lead, they've left quite a few runners on base, having left 8 runners on base thus far in this ball game.
Burden will get to second after the collision, and that'll bring up Lindsley. It's now a 5-3 game. A gift from the Riptide. Callie comes and scores. Saints don't care. They'll take it. Now Lindsley's batting as the tying run.
And this is the time for the big man Lindsley to really show his power. Hopefully with one swing he can tie this game up.
As he fouls that off 1-1.
The 2-out rally successful this time around for the Saints, able to capitalize on the error between the shortstop and the left fielder.
Yeah, it's going to be an E6 on Davis. A difficult play, obviously colliding, but the ball in his glove, then coming out. Probably rule that an error. And probably an easier play for Booker coming in from left field. Who knows? Difficult from our standing point if someone's calling it or what. Probably both screaming over each other. This counts now 1-2 to Lindsley. Base hit could change the deficit to 1. Lindsay, good job to stay alive. Tristan Garnett running the balls out. We'll get the privilege of talking to him in the 6th inning. Stay with us to hear what the big lefty has to say.
Last time we saw Tristan was at the away game at Conejo Oaks. Hasn't pitched in quite a bit.
Scheduled to pitch tomorrow. As Lindsley grounds that one to first, Wold gets it. Flip over to Roby covering in the bag for out number 3. But the Riptide give the Saints a gift as the Saints add run number 3 to cut it to a 5-3 lead as we go to the 6th inning. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Saints got one back in the bottom of the 5th, and they're allowing Drew Cali to score. Drew Cali, one of the players that could be playing the showcase game. Watch the 2021 CCL showcase game presented by ABDG Wednesday, July 14th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bally Sports TV. The CCL's top players will showcase their talents at the MLB Academy in Compton, California. Pre-game workouts begin at 4 p.m. Tickets will be available at the gate. For more information, visit calsummerball.com and be sure to follow the action all on social media using the hashtag CCL Baseball. 5-3 lead now here in inning number 6. As Diaz fouls that back 0-1.
Diaz unable to reach so far in this ball game. Grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up.
Diaz credited with the error, had the collision with Booker and left, resulting in the Saints' 3rd run. And they're going to say that hit him. Looked like hit the jersey, and first batter in the 6th, Hannon hits. And a good start for the Riptide, not so much for the Saints.
Must have barely clipped him there. Didn't see too much contact off the ball, but umpire getting the advantage by being right up close to it, probably caught a better angle than I did.
And here comes Kyle Booker, the one Diaz collided with. Booker had an RBI single to right his last time up. Hit the ball hard in each of his 3 at-bats. Hand and throw over. Diaz back in time. Haven't seen the Riptide steal. They've attempted, but the ball's been fouled off for hit and run. Not really tested the arm of Lindsay so far today. See if they do here. Good jump for Diaz. Decides not to go. Pitch from hand is taken high. Ball 1. Kyle Booker. They said starting to get in the thick of things here from University of Tennessee. Over with them in the College World Series. So limited action. but will mainly be the leadoff guy for the Riptide, as he should. Great talent out in left field here for Orange County. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Hand and throw back over to first. And Diaz gets back.
Saints have been able to turn one double play thus far in this ball game. Let's see if they can get another.
Hannon winds and fires. Booker, good cut, fouls it back. 2-1. And this is, I've mentioned it on many different broadcasts, most underrated part of the bullpen is if Hannon can come in here and really keep the lead at 2, keep the deficit at 2, it gives the Saints a chance. And I think these type of pitchers and these type of arms out of the bullpen that keep the lead where it is and keep their team in the game don't get enough credit. Booker fouls that one back, and now it's even 2-2.
They sure don't, Jared. And the fact that Tommy has come into this ball game and with bases loaded, no less, really shut him down to come back in there. Had that error to start things off when he first came into the game, but got the fielder's choice, got the strikeout, went 3 up, 3 down the next inning. Fortunately, hits the first batter here, but he's had great control so far in this game.
And Tommy Hannon's been that way all season, really. The 2-2, Booker goes down swinging. He chased a fastball outside, and Hannon with this second strikeout of the night and out number 1 here in the 6th.
And for all the hype on Kyle Booker so far, 1 for 4 in this ball game. Saints seem to be getting the better of him here so far.
Yeah, Booker's hit the ball hard. Lined into a double play with the bases loaded, a little bit unlucky. But a big out there for Hannon, and he'll bring up Austin Krizik. Krizik walked his last time up.
As mentioned, walked his last time up, and with that still hitless for this game, flew out down the right field line. Amazing play by McMurray, and struck out as well.
First pitch, fastball blown by him, strike 1. As I said, a lot of the Saints wins this season come when they score early in the game. This one, they're going to have to score late. They have to play comeback kids. We nearly saw a comeback. I think it was you and I on the call against Canal Oaks the very first time. That's a chopper, could be 2. Cobb tries to pick it, he goes over his glove. Diaz on his way to third. Bradshaw will get it in quickly, and difficult play. Cobb probably wishes he would have had it, and now runners at the corners with 1 out.
Another tough read for Jackson Cobb, unable to come up with it there. Still have a play to get the double play here, and hopefully they can get it here off of catcher Eric Bijani.
Now 1 out and runners on the corners. Hannon trying to get out of the jam. First pitch of Bijani's fouled back 0-1. See if Hannon can get another ground ball. Difficult hop for Cobb. Some tough luck for Tommy Hannon here. Trying to keep the lead at 2. Bijani fouls that one off. He's quickly behind 0-2. Bijani reached on an error. Back in the 4th inning, singled in the 3rd, grounded out in the 1st.
Bijani leads the team in RBIs at 12, and he's looking to add to that total at 13 to drive in yet another run for the Riptide here to make it a 6-3 ball game.
The 0-2 from Hannon. Bijani just gets a piece of it. Great job by him to fight that one off, and they'll do it again.
And this is a key out here for Tommy Hannon and the Saints, making sure that no runs score would be key. But they're just looking to hopefully get a grounder here and have the ability to turn 2.
Colin Freeman's on deck. The 0-2 to Bijani. And that's lined to right. That's going to be a base hit. RBI single for Bijani. And the Riptide add another and restore that 3-run lead.
And Bijani adding to his RBI total, make that 13 on the season. He leads the Riptide, and he's given the cushion for the Riptide here in the 6th.
Next up for the Riptide.
We have Colton Freeman, runners on first and second. Still only one out. Freeman walked and scored. He's doubled and hit into a fielder's choice. Hannon still trying to get out of this. First pitch, he got under it. Cobb, a few steps back into the outfield grass. Should make the play and does. And one pitch gets Freeman to pop out for out number 2.
And that's the out that the Saints needed right there. They do give up the run, but able to get the second out here. And with JT Wold coming up, a strikeout victim, both of his last time up, and exactly what the Saints want coming up to the plate. And with those 2 strikeouts, Wold is now tied for the team lead with Dwight Allen for the most strikeouts on the Riptide.
Yeah, Wold sent down on strikes. His last 2 at-bats was the first strikeout for Hannon today. Hannon nearly hits him. For ball 1. Hannon trying to keep the deficit at 3. An RBI single from Bajani stretched the lead to 6-3. And that's ball 2.
Tanner Lindsley has done a great job all game long, keeping those balls out in front of him. His pitchers have been doing a good job keeping it in the zone, maybe a little bit high, but good on Lindsley not allowing any free bases for these Riptide runners.
2-0 pitch. And that misses. And it's quickly 3-0 to Jack Thomas Wold. Darian Williams is on deck. In case he has a chance here in the 6th, would be with the bases loaded. (3-0) from Hannon. And it just catches the outside corner, 3-1. Hannon in his second full inning of work. Trying to get out of this jam. 3-1. And that's crushed down the right field line, but it's pulled foul. Jack Thomas Wold just missing extra bases.
Tommy Hahn very lucky that that ball trailed just foul down the right field line. Just 345 down the right field line. Very easy for a lefty hitter to turn on that, and Wold almost did right there to make it a 9-3 ball game.
Full count. The runners will be moving. There they go, the 3-2. It's popped up, looks playable for Cali in foul territory, and he'll drop it. And so it'll be a foul ball off his glove. Difficult play for Cali, but they'll do it again at a full count.
Sunset looking beautiful here over Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. A nice red sky tonight as the lights begin to blare over this lovely Friday night evening.
Runners will be in motion again. Hannon looking to strike out Wold for the 3rd time tonight. Kicks and deals. And it's grounded. Base hit into right field. Krizik will score. And the Riptide add an RBI single from Jack Thomas Wold. Stretches the Orange County lead to 7-3.
That'll be Wold's 11th RBI on the season, just 2 short of the RBI leader Bajani.
Stepping in for the Riptide, number 2, Darian Williams.
And Hannon running into some trouble here in the 6th inning. Will bring up a Darian Williams now.
And as you
2 outs, runners on the corners.
And as you mentioned, Austin Krizik scoring right there. He now ties Wold for the most runs scored on the team. That total being 12.
Ball 1 to Williams. Williams, an RBI single in his first at bat, 2 ground out since. Fouls that one back. And it's 1-1.
Williams, the second worst hitter in this lineup at 297. Trying to make this even more padded ball game for the Riptide.
Hannon's 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, Williams didn't go, and it's 2-1.
Good eye there by Williams, a dirty off-speed pitch, looking like it's right there in the zone, tracking down low in the dirt. Stays off of it there.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 2 runs already in for the Riptide in the inning. That one skips. Great pick by Lindsley behind the plate.
All game long, Lindsley's not letting those balls get by him, and a great pick there. The ball landing in the grass and skipping up right into his glove.
Hannon in danger of walking another.
Hitters count here for Darian Williams. Let's see what he can do.
3-1. Swing and a miss, and the count's now full.
Great slider, great location from Tommy Hanan. Exactly what he needed to battle back to a full count here. Puts more pressure on Williams to put bat on ball. He's going to choke up a little bit here with 2 strikes. Let's see if he can do it.
Emilio Rosas waits on deck in case Hannon walks. Williams, the 3-2, and that's lined up to center. Running is Bradshaw, not going to get there. A base hit for Williams. The throw to third is not going to be in time, and an RBI single from Darian Williams adds another for the Riptide. 3 RBI singles in the inning, and it's now an 8-3 lead. Great at back there by Williams.
Now stepping in for the Riptide.
Saw choking up a little bit there. Really helped him get some contact on, as the pitching coach is going to have a word with Tommy Hanan, going to calm him down. Hanan has been dealing quite well, but in this inning has faced 7 batters so far, up to his 8th now.
Emilio Rosas will bat with, again, runners on the corners and 2 outs. As this is a good pitching mound visit. Hopefully they can calm Tommy Hannon down. Have him settle down. He's been good besides this inning. And you wonder if that play that Cobb could not make on Krizik, it's a double play ball that could have got him out of the inning with no runs. Hopped over his glove. Since then, 3 hits.
Rosas has driven in a run and been a run himself. Drove in a run in the second and credited for a run when he walked in the 4th.
First pitch to Rosas. Takes ball 1. Another long inning for the Saints defensive players standing out there. As you said, the 8th hitter of the inning. Runner takes off from first. Lindsey's going to let him have it.
And with 8 runs scored on the Saints now, the entire Riptide lineup has either been a part of driving in a run or scoring a run themselves, and that's not something you want out of a whole team. The Riptide, as we mentioned, great batting averages overall, averaging their averages out to about .333.
And 2-0 is at the knees for a strike. It's 2-1. Dwight Allen, center fielder, waits on deck. Two more runners in scoring position for the Riptide. Already lead 8-3 here in the top of the 6th. 2-1, a big cut from Rosas, but he comes up empty. It's 2-2. See if Hannon can get one last pitch here. Most likely be the last hitter of his night if he can get Rosas out here. The 2-2. got him swinging. So Rosas goes down swinging, but a very productive inning for the Riptide. They had 3 more runs to stretch the lead to 5. They lead 8-3 going to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning with the Saints trailing by 5 now. Brandon Boning will lead things off. The 8-9-1 hitters for the Saints. Gets a new pitcher for the Riptide, Matthew Magre from University of Arkansas. Fires the first pitch ball to Brandon Boning. As we are going to be joined by a very special guest in the bottom half of this inning, Tristan Garnett, the pitcher from Cal State Dominguez. Tristan, how are you?
I'm doing well, guys. How about yourselves?
Not too bad. Would have been a little better if the Saints hadn't been winning so far tonight, but
Hear you.
game's not over yet. The lineup's capable of scoring, coming back only down by 5. As the 1-1 to Boning is grounded to second to Williams. Routine play for out number 1. So, Tristan, if you want to go ahead and just tell us how you became a Saint, how was the process like when you got over here?
Sure. So, obviously, I went to Dominguez Hills, and anybody who knows, the CCA got canceled 2 years in a row. So, I was itching to get some innings, and my head coach at Dominguez Hills kind of just plugged me. I think he knows Coach Milam pretty well. And as soon as I heard I got the opportunity to play CCL ball, I got really excited because I've heard nothing but good things about it.
And why the Saints, Tristan? Why'd you come over to the Saints? Was it a coach recommendation? Did you feel a good vibe from this team? Was there anybody, one of your friends, gave you a heads up about it?
Yeah, so I actually had one of my roommates played in the CCL a couple of years ago, and he told me the Saints were a good team. I know my coach, like I said, at Dominguez Hills has ins with the Saints, so that was definitely a big factor of me being here. But I also like looking at the Rose Bowl every day, you know?
Absolutely.
Pretty scenery.
Yes,
You
sir.
said so you didn't have a college season for the last 2 years. How was it, obviously COVID, how did it impact you in your baseball career? How did you stay ready?
You know, it was definitely kind of a tough pill to swallow, just being told that you can't play, right, when you play your whole life. But I kind of took it as an opportunity to just change myself as a pitcher and really give myself a shot to play at the next level. So I just locked in and went out to my facility, Chapman Baseball Compound. Shout out you guys. I went out there 4 days a week and just put my work in and ate, slept, and breathed baseball for a year and a half straight and got myself ready.
And what is some of the best advice that you've received either during that time or throughout your career that's really stuck with you and sort of embodied what you do out on the mound?
I've been told by some of the best guys that throw with intent, man. That is the best advice I can hear and give to anybody. Just you have a pitch in your hand, throw it, visualize where it's going to go before you throw it, and put it there, Doesn't always work like that, but I'd say most of the time in baseball, if you're really just trying to put the ball where you want, there's a good chance it's going to be in the general vicinity, right?
I see that mentality out of you out of every game. That's great.
Jackson Cobb works a one-out walk. Good eye on the fastball going high, and the Saints have a run on first now with one out for Connor Bradshaw. Now, Tristan, you're scheduled to start tomorrow. Take me through what a night before game day that you pitch, and even tomorrow morning. Do you have any superstitions, any routines that you do on your game day?
I really like to get myself limber, eat a good meal before I go to bed, make sure I'm drinking my fluids. Like I said, stretch out, make sure I'm getting my 8 to 9, get a good rest. I don't know if you guys have heard of Wim Hof breathing at all, but I'm huge on that. Just kind of, it's almost like active meditation. You saturate your body with oxygen while you're laying in bed. I like to visualize while I'm up there and just try to get through my whole outing before I get out there.
Tristan, I'm going to shock you. I actually have heard of that.
Yeah.
Because I've read the book Breathe, and it talks all about learning how to control your breath and really use your breath to get more energy and certain things out of it. And I think that that's super smart that you're doing certain things like that to keep yourself healthy and to keep your mental game very strong.
Absolutely.
Now, Tristan, are you rooming with anyone being so local, or do you have roommates here?
Yeah, I actually live in Redondo Beach right now. I had a couple old teammates that I got to shack up with this last year. Unfortunately, I don't get to hang out with any of the guys on the Saints too much, but I try to make my way over to the apartment complex there and build some chemistry because I know that's really important for a good ball club,
And speaking of that chemistry, from the time that you have spent with some of the players, how do you feel that the team is getting along just over a quarter way through of the season?
Oh, I love everybody, man. I think everybody's here for the same reason because they're all good at baseball and they all want to get their innings. And it just seems like everybody else is having fun out here,
Yes, sir.
Even on nights like this, you just got to keep the energy up in the dugout and make sure everybody knows that baseball is a very interesting game where anything can happen,
Stay
Just
optimistic. Good things happen to good people.
snowball effect, right?
Yes, sir.
It's 3-0 to Bradshaw now as Magre having trouble finding the zone. Cobb able to take second on a passed ball. 3-0, and Bradshaw walks. Oh, maybe they have the scoreboard wrong. As Bradshaw does not take first, so it's ball 3. Now it's 3-0. So, Tristan, I always ask everyone we interview this question. Is there anyone growing up, whether it's a professional player, could be a sibling or someone, that you try to base your game off of?
I think I was a really big David Price guy in his prime. I think as the new wave of baseball has hit, I think there's a lot of guys like Trevor Bauer who have been big with data metrics and just measuring spin and really turning baseball and pitching into more of a science than just a throw the ball hard kind of thing. And I've really tried to take note of that because I feel like, the proof's in the pudding, man.
That's right, and that is so smart also of you to be in like the AWS statistics, learning from technology and really bettering your game. We've seen it through golf and football,
Absolutely.
and now it's getting really involved into baseball. And I know the last time that you went out, those metrics definitely came into play. You thought you were hitting your zones, and in that game against Conejo Oaks, that umpire seemed to have a little vendetta. Something wasn't mutual between you guys. How do you battle through games like that where you're not getting those calls that you're used to getting, or the zone constantly is changing? What do you do mentally to stay ahead of that?
I try to not let my emotions get the best of me because at the end of the day, that is the guy who's calling the game, and whether you like it or not, you got to adapt, right? It's adapt or die. So kind of just keep an even keel. That's where that Wim Hof breathing comes in. When that heart rate gets up a little bit, you just calm yourself down and remember why you're out there, right? It's just you and the catcher. That's kind of what I try to base myself off of, no matter who I'm pitching to, where I'm at. Doesn't matter. It's just me playing catch with my catcher. And if I can lock myself in and just stay true to that, then good things usually come out of it.
Bradshaw with a base hit up the middle will score Cobb, and the Saints immediately get one back to cut the lead to 8-4 now. Still only one out in the inning with Bradshaw on first. It'll bring up McMurray, who's 0 for 3. Yeah, I was going to ask Tristan, you said, do you use that breathing technique, like you said, obviously on the mound as well? When you get into trouble, do you try to remind yourself to calm down, take deep breaths when you get into trouble on the mound?
Absolutely, yeah. I think I think it can be a very fast, intense thing when you just let yourself rinse, repeat, especially when you're making bad mistakes. And so sometimes all it just takes is you just take a little stroll behind the rubber and recollect, calm yourself down, and just get back up and get after it, right?
That's right. And with the game tomorrow, we're going to be heading into 4th of July weekend.
Oh,
Do the
yeah.
guys have any fun stuff planned and any of your hobbies that you're going to try to do in the off time?
You know, I mean, I know we're probably going to be getting back from San Luis Obispo at about 2, 3 in the morning, so I'll have a very, very late bedtime. I'll make sure to get my rest, but I've heard we're probably going to go to the beach and just hang out, play some spike ball if you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Soak up some sun, hop in the waves, just enjoy it, man. Enjoy each other's company.
Yeah,
Some good
McMurray.
R&R.
McMurray singles the left, and the Saints a little bit of a rally going here in the 6th as it'll bring up Drew Cowley with first and second, still only one out. Now, Tristan, if here's a fun question. If there's one person on the Saints that you think you can go out there and definitely easily strike out, who's the player you would choose?
I hope he hears this, Jonas Sebring. We've been talking about it all season. I got to play with him in this scout league that I was in before I started with the Saints, and I think we battled each other once, and I won that battle. But you know, baseball is a game of failure, so it's just constant banter between us. And anytime I get the chance, I want it. You know.
Whoa, we had a chance to interview Jonah just a couple of games ago. He didn't say anything about that.
Oh yeah.
And Cowley with a base hit to left. They're going to send Bradshaw. The throw from Booker to the plate's a good one, and it guns Bradshaw out the plate. Beautiful throw by Booker and left. Nails Bradshaw for out number 2, and will remain first and second, this time with 2 outs.
And Tristan, as we go forward, the 4th of July break, going to be crucial to get some rest, spend some time with the teammates. You said you didn't have a lot of time to connect. It's going to be a great opportunity. How do you feel after this break for the rest of the season, moving forward at the Saints' chances, and how you guys are really going to come together as we go in the second half?
You know, baseball is anybody's game, but I feel like the more time you spend with each other off the field or even on the field, just with each other, you know, building camaraderie. I think if you can build a good army, we definitely have all the tools. We got all the talent, as you guys are very aware of. We got a really, really good team. So I think it's just putting all the little things together every day, in and out. When you play 6 games a week, it's Coach Milam always preaches, just win the week, right?
Well, Lewis grounds out to short for the final out of the inning. Tristan, thank you for joining us. Good luck tomorrow. And the Saints trail 8-4 as we go to inning number 7.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Leading off, top of the seventh inning,
Trevor Niskren back
number 22, Dwight.
now coming into the game to pitch for the Saints over Tommy Hannon. As we begin inning number 7, Saints trail 8-4. You'll get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters led off by center fielder for the Riptide, Dwight Allen. First pitch swinging, got under it. Looks playable for McMurray. Just in the outfield grass. Cobb coming over. It's going to be Cobb that drops the ball, and it's in fair territory.
Seemed to be an easier play there by McMurray. Cobb calls him off at the last second and unable to come up with that one. That's a tough play there for the Saints, not able to get the first out.
And Allen will take second on it, and a couple defensive miscues for the Saints, especially for Jackson Cobb tonight. And right now it's costing him, and there's a leadoff man on second now with nobody out.
Cobb really just does not look like himself. He had an error early on in the game in E4 on the hit by Eric Bajani, and has had a couple of questionable decisions there. Some good liners that were definitely hits, but that one another error for Jackson Cobb.
Now bring up Diaz. And doesn't help Trevor Niskren out. New pitcher from Pepperdine.
And as you mentioned, Jared, Tommy Hanon's day is done. 2 2/3 innings of work, 4 hits allowed, 3 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, and a hits batsman.
Tommy Hannon was very good in the game besides the last inning. The defense did not completely help him out, but then a few hits as they started to get to Hannon and resulted in a few runs. It's 2-0 now from Niskren to Diaz. Pitch right there for a strike, 2-1.
Surprising score here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Usually the magic number for the Saints is 4. They're able to get 4 runs, and their pitching usually does the rest, keeping it just under that number. Tonight, 8 runs get across, all earned, and it's very tough to watch that happen to a good Saints defense.
That one's chopped foul, and Niskren works it back to 2-2. Yeah, that's how good the pitching's been for the Saints. They haven't needed to score a lot. Got one last half inning. Almost had 2, but a bullet from Booker out and left. Nailed Bradshaw out at the plate.
Jack Burden in left, Bradshaw in center, Peyton Lewis in right. Keeping an eye on a big hit here.
Allen dancing over at second. Niskren's going to step off. Fireworks going off here in the background already on July 2nd.
And we hope all of you guys have a nice 4th of July weekend, as the fireworks are going to continue to go off all weekend long. And we hope you're enjoying this broadcast on a Friday night, wherever you may be listening. Please drop a like and subscribe.
2-2. Fastball blown right by Diaz. That one had some heat on it from Niskren. That's his first strikeout.
Great pitch there by Niskren. That's exactly where you want to miss on a 2-2 to try to get him to chase. Not as high as we were seeing Sears throw earlier in the game, just in the upper right corner of the box to get him swinging there. Great pitch.
That'll bring up the top of the order, Kyle Booker. Booker's hit the ball hard today. Only 1 hit to show for it. It was an RBI single back in the 4th. Struck out his last at-bat against Hannon. Allen still dancing over at second. Booker takes a fastball that just catches the outside part of the plate. 4-1. The 0-1. It's fouled off. And it's 0-2 now to Booker.
And a great start here by Trevor on the mound. Should be almost out of this inning by now. Fortunate drop by Jackson Cobb, so still 1 out here.
Yeah, it's unlucky for Niskren. Came back and struck out Diaz after falling behind him 2-0. The 0-2 here, taken outside. 1-2 now to Booker.
Good miss there. Niskern, again, just missing off the plate. A tempting pitch for the batter. Nothing too sweet for him to hit.
One ball, two strikes. Pickoff attempt. Nice job by Boning, but he got back in time. Niskren fired that over to second. And a quick tag from Boning, but did look like Allen was back for the tag.
That was a spaghetti move with some extra sauce on it. You'll love to see that one. Out of Trevor Niskern, almost able to get him. Good move there by Boning, holding the man at second.
The 1-2. Beautiful pitch. Booker check swing. Did he go? They checked down. Yes, he did. Booker down swinging for the second straight at bat. And back-to-back strikeouts for Niskren as I'm 1 out away of getting out of the 7th.
Now batting for the Riptide, number 24, Austin Krizik.
Would have been a questionable call had Booker not turned all the way around with his body, but finishing with a little extra twist gave the third base umpire the nudge to call it a strike 3. Would have been borderline had he finished without turning.
That'll bring up Krizik, the DH today for the Riptide, who takes strike 1. Krizik 0 for 3 with a walk. Got on an error or a hit. You could go back and forth last inning. But meanwhile, he came around to score nonetheless on the RBI single from Jack Thomas Wold. One of the 3 runs scored last half inning for the Riptide. Beautiful off-speed pitch there from Niskren to make it 0-2. It looks like Niskren has his stuff tonight.
That slider was dirty. No way as a hitter you're going to hit that. That looks like it's coming right at you, then finishes in the zone. That'll fool any hitter, even in the majors.
The 0-2. Another beautiful one. That's a little bit inside, though, Krizik takes for ball 1.
Great miss on the slider, though. You know how tough it is to miss a slider like that inside as a right-handed pitcher? That is a very tough pitch to make, not having to hit the batter. It's very close and a great miss there by Trevor Niskern.
The 1-2. Got him swinging. Niskren strikes out the side after the E4 to lead off the inning. So impressive work from Trevor Niskren as it's 7th inning stretch time here at Jackie Robinson Field. Saints trail 8-4 going to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Saints down to their last 9 outs as they trail by 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Matthew Magre back out there. He'll get Cooper Elliott to lead things off. Elliott will be followed by Burden and Lindsley. Elliott shows bunt, a beautiful bunt. It'll be a tough play. Throw to first, not going to be in time. An infield single, bunt single for Cooper Elliott to lead things off here in the 7th.
First time Elliott has been successful in reaching first base or any base for that matter, and lays down a beautiful bunt. A good call there by Coach Aaron Milam to have him lay down the bunt there. Knows that his guy is having a little bit of trouble getting on base. Has him do that, and they got their leadoff runner on.
Unselfish play by Elliott. They just need base runners. So,
oh, wow.
Ton of fireworks going just behind us, going off right now.
Getting a free show over Jackie Robinson Memorial in between us and the Rose Bowl.
As Burden takes a fastball inside for a ball.
We apologize if any pets are in the room as you're watching this game. They're probably going a little crazy.
You just had a great fireworks show there.
1-0 to Jack Burden.
Expect the unexpected here at Jackie Robinson Memorial.
See if Burden can light some fireworks himself. Elliott takes off. Throw from Bajani. So it looks like a good one. And it got by.
Now the third stolen base for the Saints in this ball game, just running it up.
Bajani was a good throwing catcher, good defensive catcher, but the Saints, we know all about their speed. We've seen it all year. And they swipe another bag there. This one courtesy of Cooper Elliott. See if Burden can get him in. It's only a 4-run game. Saints offense totally capable of doing that. Big cut by Burden there, make the count 1-2. The Saints were able to hit Magri last inning. Knocked him around a little bit. A lot of lefties in the Saints lineup. I wonder if that's why the Riptide are going with Magri. The lefty to Elliott, Burden, Lindsley. Only 2 right-handed hitters in the lineup for the Saints today. That's in Boning and McMurray. 1-2. Elliott takes off for third. Throw in the dirt, throw down to third. Gets by him, and Elliott's going to come around and score a run. Cooper Elliott making all that happen himself. A bunt single, then 2 stolen bags, resulting in the throwing error. And the Saints have their 5th run of the ball game.
I love how he trotted on into home after he saw that ball get into the outfield. He was just like, well, thank you very much. I'll enjoy this nice leisure stride down to home plate. And the Saints have now made it a 3-run game.
Back to 8-5, and it's 2-2 to Burden. That one's outside, 3-2.
Great at-bat by Jag here. Battling back from 1-2. Now a 3-2 full count. See if he can win this battle here.
Full count pitch. Chopper up the middle is going to be a difficult play. Williams on the backhand. He's going to throw it quickly. Throws not in time. And Jack Burden with an infield hit. Seen a lot of infield hits so far for the Saints today.
Taking some sharp chops, some slow rolls, really hard decisions to be made by these Riptide infielders, and it's really been burning them so far this game and could allow the Saints to continue to make this comeback.
That'll bring up Tanner Lindsley. He's 0 for 3. The time runs on deck for the Saints. This game far foot over. Still in the bottom of the 7th. Throw over. That looked like they got him, but they did not. Ruled safe. Burden gets back in time. That lefty pickoff move is dangerous, and Magri nearly got him.
Magri busting out the A move early. That's the best pickoff move that a pitcher has, and nearly gets Jag slipping on that one.
It's got to be in the back of his mind and Bajani, the catcher, that the Saints are stealing. They think they can swipe bags. They want to go. Magri, see if he throws over again. He looks not to. And it's ball 1.
Lindsley, after going 0 for 3, looking to get on any way that he can as he's batting well below that Mendoza line. And he's going to try to do something here with no outs and keep this comeback going here in the 7th inning.
Throw over. Burden back in time.
That's the B move right there. Nothing too special. Just a nice toss over to first.
Cooper Elliott with a bunt single, a couple stolen bags, and a throwing error by Bajani behind the plate. Allowed him to come around and score. Cut this lead to 8-5 here in the 7th. That pitch taken high. It's 2-0.
Keep the balls coming if you're Tanner Lindsley. You hope you don't see any strikes, to be honest. You're just looking to get on base here and keep this route going. As you got Brandon Boning on deck. He's been having a decent game, 2 for 3, an RBI.
2-0 pitch. Right there for strike one. See, Lindsley, average drop below 100 now. 2 hits and 23 at-bats. The Riptide's gotten him to roll over on a few ground balls today. Ground out to first and 2 grounds to second. Burden goes off. Lindsey hits it. And that's going to go foul. Make the count 2-2. Two and two to Lindsey. Burden took off. Let's see if he tries to go again. Throw over. Burden gets back. No home runs today. You have to see a big fly. Be cool to see one. I'm kind of in the mood for a home run. Lindsey got a hold of one here and pulled it to right.
I'm always in a mood for a home run, Jared, and
Yeah.
especially out of Tanner Lindsley. He's due.
And he won't get it this time as he takes strike 3 right there.
You can't be looking at that pitch right there, Jared. That's Merry Christmas, a fastball pretty much a little bit above the knees there, and you got to turn on that one if you're Tanner Lindsley. At least fight that one off, especially when the Saints were really rolling here in the 7th inning. Didn't have an out yet, and that kind of deflates things a little bit. Still got a runner on first, and Brandon Boning coming up, but there's going to be a quick mound visit here.
Yeah, Brandon Boning come up, and there'll be a pitching change for the Riptide. The Saints got one back in the 7th. Well, Burden's on first with 1 out. They trail 8-5 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now stepping in for the Saints.
New pitcher for the Riptides, Andrew Pogue from University of Illinois, will come on with 1 out, runner on first here in the bottom of inning number 7. And Brandon Boning at the plate. Boning's got 2 singles. He also grounded out the second. See if he can bring the tying run to the plate and Cobb on deck. First pitch is taken outside, ball 1 for Pogue.
Seems that the night off did Boning well, as he's 2 for 3, as you mentioned. Starting to creep back up above that Mendoza line.
The 1-0. Burden takes off. Throw down from Bajani. It's a good one. Williams with the tag. Not in time. It looked like he dropped it. And Burden might have had him beat anyways. And it's the 5th stolen bag now for the Saints today. Showing that speed.
Love it. Love to see him running. They're taking advantage of the pop time right here by Bajani. That one seemed to be the best one all day. Almost gets Jag Burden. But Burden able to get underneath that slide, beat it out.
2-0 now to Boning. Does a big hole in between first and second. See if he goes that way. Try to get another ribby. Burden thought about taking off for third. Decides not to. Boning takes ball 3.
That stolen base is really crucial as well, Jared, because now that takes away the double play. The Saints can now get a runner moved over here, or maybe get a nice shot out in the outfield. Could get him a nice
down
RBI.
by 3. You don't want to just move the runner over here. Boning, you want to get a hit. 3-0. I'm taking on this pitch. Pogue has not thrown a strike since he came into the game. Let's see what Boning decides to do. He does take, and he takes strike 1. Now you zero in on a pitch. But even Burden dancing around on second, you can't get picked off, and I would not attempt to steal third. I get it's been working for you, but if you get thrown out there, that's not good because you need base runners right now down 3. That's outside. So Pogue comes in and walks Boning, and now the tying run for the Saints is going to be at the plate. Here comes Jackson Cobb.
Cobb having a good night ever since he struck out back in the second inning. He singled in the 4th and walked his 3rd time up.
He came around to score after that walk. Cobbs tends to be aggressive on the first pitch. See what he tries to do here with Pogue, who just walked the only batter he's faced. I think if it's there, he might take a hack to try to tie this game. First pitch, he does take a hack, but it was low, and it's strike 1.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Jared. I think he got the sign to swing there, swing into the first pitch, and he was swinging. If it was a breaking ball, fastball, he wanted to get a piece of it there, and he does. Fortunately, just a little bit too low for him to get a good hit off of that.
Yeah, I think he was going up to that saying, I'm swinging for the fences on this one no matter what. Now he'll choke up a little bit. Try to see the ball better. The 0-1 from Pogue. Not close, 1-1. Bradshaw, the home run leader for the Saints, is on deck. He's got 3 this year. Now it's still in the 7th inning. Don't need to hit a home run here. A gap shot first. Remember, the Saints had a runner thrown out trying to score. Bradshaw was on deck, thrown out last inning. On a base hit, left fielder Booker gunned him. Cobb, another big cut. Pulled his head a little bit, swings and misses, strike 2.
Cobb, a familiar face, leading in games played at 13, along with a few other Saints. Driving in 8 runs. 8 runs scored himself and a .282 average.
The 1-2 pitch from Pogue. Got Cobb swinging, the fastball blown by him. And that's out number 2. Second time Cobb goes down swinging.
First strikeout from Pogue in this game. It's a big out for the Riptide here, and that'll bring, as you said, Connor Bradshaw up to the plate.
Now batting for the Saints.
Saints not trying to strand these runners here in the 7th, down by 3. Here's Connor Bradshaw. First pitch, that's a grounder to right. That's going to get into right field for a base hit. They're going to send Burden. Freeman's coming up throwing. Throw looks good to the plate. It's cut off by the pitcher. And the Saints score a run, an RBI single for Bradshaw. Jack Thomas Wool cut off the throw. It looked like a good one. And it delayed the relay. Burden scores. It's now an 8-6 ball game.
Oh, a mistake there made by the first baseman, Wold. That was coming in right at the same time that Burden was sliding into home. Another close bang-bang play that Jack Burden is able to successfully score. And that'll be a good RBI single out of Connor Bradshaw.
That's Bradshaw's third single of the game, second RBI. He's reached base 4 of the 5 times. And now here's McMurray. He laced a single to left his last time up. If he can do that again here, he'd bring the deficit to 1. He's now the go-ahead run for the Saints here in the 7th. Now trail only 8-6. We got a good one, Charles.
Oh, yes, Jared. And the Saints would be fortunate to keep chipping away at this lead. They'll just take another run here. They'll be fine 8-7. Obviously would want more, trying to tie this game. Hopefully take the lead here.
The 1-0 pitch from Pogue. That's down the first base line. Nice play by Jack Thomas Wold, who just has to touch the bag. But the Saints get 2 more runs in the inning. Cut it to 8-6 as we go to the 8th inning. Saints are back in this game. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
For the Riptide, number 55.
Trevor Niskren back out there. Second inning of work. He struck out the side last time out. Despite the E4, he'll get the 3, 4, and 5 guys. And first pitch, Bajani back to Niskren. Underhand flip to first, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th.
And that's a big out on the hot hitter, Eric Bajani. He was able to reach base safely 3 out of the 4 times in this ball game up to that point. Now 3 for 5 on that ground out to the pitcher.
Now we're at Colton Freeman. Excuse me, looks like a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter for the Riptide, number 47, Spencer Servin.
Spencer Servins will pinch hit for Colton Freeman.
Servins was a starter in the last home game that the Saints faced the Riptide, was actually the leadoff hitter for the Riptide. Interesting call to take out Freeman, one of the better hitters on this Saints roster, batting .351.
First pitch, check swing. It's called strike anyway. Niskren has been good in his outing so far tonight, just pumping strikes right now.
Looking back at the notes, Spencer Servin doubled twice in the last time against the Saints.
Another check swing. That one just missed. 1-1.
Doubled twice, walked, and flew out twice to right.
One, slow, 2-1. Servants from University Rio Grande Valley. Two one, that just misses, and all of a sudden now 3-1 here from Niskren.
A very close miss there by the Saints pitcher, and one that he wants to have back.
Wind up and the 3-1 pitch, and that misses. So a 1-out walk. Servants comes down, pinch hits, and gets on first base via the walk. So 1-out run on first now for Jack Thomas Wold. Jack Thomas Wold 2 for 4, 2 singles, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts.
For the Riptide, number 19, Jack Thomas Wold.
Good at bat last time for Wold. First pitch to him is outside for a ball, and 5 straight pitches now Niskren's missed. Milam talking a little bit with the ump. The 1-0. That one's down. 6 straight balls from Niskren.
It's got to start to find it. We've seen what walks can do to the Saints. We've seen what errors can do to the Saints. You can't give free passes to these Riptide hitters.
Nope, they took advantage of them all game. Part of the result, them putting up 8 runs. That one, Wold fouls off. It'll be 2-1 now to the big lefty first baseman. Charles, this game taking a lot longer than yesterday's game.
Not as much of the pitcher's duel that we saw yesterday.
No, yesterday flew by. And that one catches the outside corner, 2-2.
This is the classic, what do you like more? Do you like the defense or the offense? You're getting a little bit of both in back-to-back nights. Obviously, we love a Saints dub no matter what. We don't care the score. But in this game, the Saints having to come back from behind, usually leading, as we mentioned early on. And now they're trying to pull this comeback off. Let's see if they can pull it off here late in the game.
2-2 to Wold. Stays alive by fouling it back. Yeah, Saints have been chipping back at it. 3 runs in the last 2 innings. They'll need 2 more in their final 2 innings. Possibly more if Niskren cannot retire the side. See if he can get a ground ball from Wold here and then get a double play to end the inning.
Niskren playing with the runner at first a little bit. Did a little fake throw. I got Spencer Servin smiling.
2-2 in the dirt. Lindsey can't find it. Servin's going to take off for second. He's going to get there. Lindsey doesn't have to throw it down. Heads up base running. Servants takes out the double play ball. And now it's a full count on Wold.
The first one that Lindsley's really had trouble with all night long, has really done a great job of keeping those balls out in front of him. Unfortunately, one just sits, camps right underneath him, and unable to find it until Servin was on second.
3-2. Fastball high, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks from Niskren now. I said Niskren comes in, strikes out the side, gets the first batter on the first pitch, and then all of a sudden now losing location. It's kind of odd how just a different batter can change the perspective of things, and now all of a sudden he can't locate these fastballs. And 2 runners on now, both via a walk for Williams.
Pitching is all about tempo out here, Jared, and when you throw a pitcher's tempo off, even just with a pinch hitter, that can throw off the mentality of what they're going to be doing and can really throw off what they have been doing so far in the ball game, and we've seen it affect Niskren a little bit here.
Williams, a big cut. That's foul tip for strike 1. Williams has singled twice, both of them driving in a run. He's also grounded out twice.
Williams favoring the shortstop side, grounded out twice to the shortstop, and has sent 2 basically right up the middle for his singles.
Niskren could use Another ground ball to short here. Boning Cobb connection low to get a double play to send it to the bottom of the 8th with the Saints still down 2.
Double play back in action after the walk. Hoping to get Williams to roll over here. Saints haven't turned a double play since the 2nd inning.
The 0-1. Right there. 0-2. Williams not a fan of the call. But now Niskren looking for his 4th strikeout.
Great fastball location by Niskren. Fired in there on the outside corner, right where you want it to be.
The 0-2. In the dirt, Williams chased it. There's a strikeout for Niskren. And out number 2 here in the 8th.
Gets him on 2 fastballs and that nice curveball in the dirt. Gets him out in front, just what Niskren was looking for. Help him to build back the momentum, and now he's got 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
It looks like it's another pinch hitter for the Riptide.
Sure is.
Now batting, number
Tank
12,
Espalin.
Tank Espalin.
That's got to be awesome to have a name of Tank. You can only hit tanks if your name is Tank.
Bit of a frat star as well, I'm sure, Jared.
Bat for Rosas at 3rd. With 2 outs, 1st and 2nd. A big out for the Saints and Niskrens here. They want to remain in this game. First pitch at the knees, strike 1.
Great location yet again. He's firing on those outside corners, both the lefties and righties, hitting it right at the knees, making it very tough to hit those fastballs.
Yeah, even if Tank or anyone on this Riptide team swings at those pitches, it's not much they can do with that, but a lazy ground ball. 0-1. Fastball blown by, and I'm quickly 0-2.
Right there on the outside corner again. This man's location has been on ever since we've been talking about those 2 walks that he allowed after getting the first batter out here. He's really found his location, and it seems that he's got his tempo back here after a couple of pinch hitters.
It's 0-2 now. Big hole in between 3rd and short. Boning playing up the middle. Literally on the left side of the second base runner. 0-2 though, just misses. Some of the fielders for the Saints starting jogging in, but the home plate ump does not give it to him. That's ball 1.
That's the exact same location as that first pitch there, Jarrett. Very questionable call by the umpire. You got to stay consistent all game long. And right there, I thought Niskren was very consistent on that pitch.
The 1-2. And it's at the knees, just low. Taken for a ball. Now that looked down to me, that looked low, but also that very first pitch of this at bat was around the same location to give it a strike. And all you really want is consistency. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Saints trail by 2.
Deuces are wild.
With 2 innings to go. See, I was just adding more there. The pitch from Niskren struck him out. So Niskren with 2 more strikeouts here in the 8th. Leave 2 runners stranded. Saints still trail by 2, down to their 6 outs. Let's see if they can come back. Going to the bottom of the 8th, you're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
bottom of the 8th inning.
Andrew Pogue back out there for the Riptide. The Saints got 2 last inning. They get 2 more, they'll tie the game. They got the right guys up. Cowley, Lewis, Elliott due up for the Saints, down 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Cowley's got 3 hits. He's reached base all 4 times. He's the main man in the Saints order, batting in that 3 spot.
Just the man that you want leading off for this inning, and a lot of hits in this game. As you said, Cowley's 5th time up in this ballgame.
The 1-0. Big cut from Cowley, but he comes up empty 1-1. And this is where the Saints, if you're Drew Cowley, just get on base. When you're down by 2, just get on base, make things happen.
That's all you need. Get the inning going.
1-1, chase the high fastball. And it's 1-2.
Can't be fishing for those high fast ones. It's super tempting. You want to drive that out there. Perfect for a line drive shot. Just comes up empty on that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Got him swinging. So a big strikeout for Pogue. Big out, retiring Cowley, the Saints' best hitter, for the first out in the 8th.
First time Cowley's gone down today, and for Pogue, that's got to feel good starting off this inning with a strikeout, as you were saying, on the Saints' most lethal hitter.
That'll bring up Peyton Lewis. Lewis,
Now batting
1 for 4
number 11,
with a strikeout.
Lewis.
First pitch to Lewis. Check swing, and they're going to say he went, strike 1. Lewis, someone we want to get going here for the Saints. Had a really good start. Starting to struggle a little bit. He's a productive hitter. When he needs a sac fly to get a guy in, he can. That's why he leads the team in RBIs. He takes a ball. But trying to get those hits going, get that average up.
Started off the day 205 batting average, 250 for the day.
Chase that fastball. Fouls it back 1-2. Cooper Elliott on deck. Poe came in the middle of last inning, walked Boning, struck out Cobb, let up a single to Bradshaw, then got McMurray to ground out. Looking for his 3rd strikeout. That pitch is outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch. Low, 3-2. Good at bat here by Lewis.
Great at bat. Seeing a lot of pitches, getting his timing down, eyeing all those pitches coming in. Looking to get a piece of it here or get a free pass to first.
Full count pitch. Swung on and missed by Lewis. Poe gets the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. And there's 2 gone.
Pogue really feeling his tempo right now. Dominating the control and the pace of this game, especially in this inning. He's off to a red fire hot start.
Second time Lewis goes down swinging. And I bring up Cooper Elliott. Trying to get 2 out spark here in the 8th.
Elliott, same resume as Lewis up to this spot. 1 for 4 with a strikeout.
He had the bunt single, 2 stolen bags, and a run scored. Elliott the DH tonight. It's now 2-0 to him. Interesting to see if Niskren goes back out there for the 9th for the Saints, or if they like to throw out another starter, just another pitcher for just 1 inning. Two-0 pitch. That's outside. 3-0. So Pogue in danger of walking Elliott. That would put Jack Burden up as the tying run. Bergen's got 2 hits today. 3 hits, and that's a walk by Elliott. 4-pitch walk. The tying run's coming to the plate for the Saints.
stepping in for the Saints, number 15, Jag Burden.
Saints having a little bit of trouble with the strikeouts as of late. Had 13 strikeouts in the game yesterday against the Blues. Now have 7 tonight.
First pitch to Burden. And that misses. Poe. 5 straight balls now since the 2 strikeouts. Elliott has speed. Now, I'd be very shocked to see Elliott try to swipe second, knowing the tying runs at the plate. I don't think you can really do that. But we'll see Elliott, the confidence he has in it. Bajani's yet to throw a base runner out, trying to steal base paths. 1-0's right there. 1-1. No one's yet to come on the on-deck circle. You wonder if it would be Tanner Lindsley or if they'll pinch hit if that spot comes up.
Could be a smart decision. Lindsley 0 for 4 in this ball game. With a strikeout his last time up. Might be a good time to switch that up.
And you think, you automatically think off the bench is Josh Cowden. The everyday player really that's not playing today. It's a valuable piece they can use off the bench. But Burden's going to have to get on first for that opportunity to come. It's 1-1 to Burden. Elliott takes off. No, he decides not to. Fooled me. Fastball taken high. It's 2-1.
Really looked like he wanted to go there. Had a good chance of getting there, but on the high fastball, probably a smart decision just to hold up there. Would have been a good throw opportunity from Bajani behind the plate.
And you cannot get thrown out trying to steal here. 2-1. Elliott thought about it again, but stopped. Burden foul tipped. And we have a 2-2 count. Pogue looking to strike out the side. It is Cowden on deck now. So if that spot does have the chance to hit, it will be Josh Cowden. First, the 2-2 to Burden. Elliott does take off. Fastball high. Throw down the second. Not going to be in time. Dangerous play, but Elliott swipes second. And we got a full count on Burden.
Look at the wheels on Elliott. Way to go, young man. This man flies over to second, fast as Barry Allen, and on a high fastball, that's a tough task.
3 stolen bags for Elliott in the game. Now a base hit can cut the deficit to 1. Full count pitch to Burden. Few looks back to second, and he fires. It's a chopper towards up the middle. Williams going to backhand it. And the throw to first is going to be in time to get Burden for out number 3. The Saints get a base runner, but cannot do anything with it. They trail 2 as we head to the 9th inning. Niskren back out there for the 9th inning as he tries to keep this a 2-run deficit for the Saints. Dwight Allen to lead things off for the Riptide, and he takes strike 1.
Niskren has a good part of the order to get through the 8, 9, and 1 hitters Hopefully he can get the first 2 out before facing the top of the order yet again.
That one's out to right. Peyton Lewis coming in. Can't see it. It's going to drop in front of him for a leadoff hit for Dwight Allen.
First hit out of Allen so far today. Had 2 walks. Got on via a Jackson Cobb error his last time up.
Got to bring up Davis Diaz.
Now batting for the Riptide, number 5, Davis Diaz.
Diaz is 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. He scored twice. That's a liner. That's a base hit to right. Dwight Allen thinking about 3. He's going to stop at second as Lewis gets it. And back-to-back singles here off Niskren in the 9th, and the Riptide threatening once again.
And that's exactly what you didn't want to happen if you're Trevor Niskren. Needed to get those 8 and 9 guys out before facing Kyle, Booker, Krusik, and Bajani. Some guys who have been getting on base and really driving in runs for the Riptide in this ball game.
And you really wanted to get a quick ending here in the 9th. Get your bats going, give them a chance. The Riptide trying to add some insurance runs, really put this game out of hand.
It will bring up Booker, and he's the only man to get a double play ball for the Saints, and they got the double play, and they're hoping to get one here off of Booker now.
First and second, nobody out. Booker's got speed, not easy to double up. First pitch to him, he's swinging the first pitch, and it's fouled off 0-1.
Saints have gotten the best out of the Volunteer. He's 1 for 5 in this game with 2 strikeouts.
Niskren going to set off. Saints trailed 8-6 here in the top of the 9th inning. Game about 3 hours and 20 minutes. That pitch is in there for a strike, and Booker's in danger of striking out for the 3rd time of the game and 3rd time in a row.
Expect Niskren to go with this outside fastball right here to try to get him swinging, or maybe a nice off speed in the dirt.
The 0-2. Just outside, 1-2.
With the off-speed slider, went outside, so a little combination of both there. Almost catches the outside corner.
One ball, 2 strikes. Check swing. He did not go. And it's back to 2 apiece. Niskren's thrown a lot of pitches in his 3 innings of work. Trying to get out of the 9th. No further damage. He's got 5 strikeouts of his 6 outs recorded. The other out would ground out of the pitcher. So when the ball's been put in play, it's been for hits. And there's another one to center. Booker with a base hit to center. Here comes Allen. He's being waved. The throw is going to go to second, and it's an RBI single for Booker, and the Riptide added an insurance run, pushing the lead to 3.
And that was a crucial hit out of Kyle Booker. Really needed to do something to pad the lead for the Riptide, and that was a great job there, getting a good hit, punching it out into center field, and getting a nice 3-run lead for the Riptide. And the Riptide putting up 9 runs in this game, but the Saints, fortunate enough, they've left 11 runners on base as well, so could have been a lot worse here in the ball game for the Saints.
Here's Krusik now. Still nobody out in the inning. He chases one for strike 1. They're just going to long look at the plate. Still nobody out in the inning. The 0-1. It's a curveball right there, 0-2. Krizik, one of 4 Riptide players from UNLV. All of them in the starting lineup today. And as you said, all the players in the starting lineup for the Riptide either driven in a run or have a run scored. Now that Dwight Allen came around to score.
And how about that? Krizik, one of 4 UNLV players. He's 1 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts and a walk.
7 of the 9 players have scored a run for the Riptide. Krizik just fouls that one off. Saints will hit the road tomorrow, travel to San Luis Obispo to take on the Blues. For the Riptide, they'll also be on the road still. As tomorrow they'll go to Compton to face the Academy Barons.
And that, as many of you know, will be home to the CCL Showcase game on July 14th.
The 0-2. Krizik fouls that off. You can watch the 2021 CCL Showcase game presented by ABDG on July 14th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bally Sports TV. The CCL's top players will showcase their talents at the MLB Academy in Compton, California. The pregame workouts begin at 4 p.m. Tickets will be available at the gate. For more information, you can visit calsummerball.com and be sure to follow all the action on social media using the hashtag CCLBaseball. Niskren looking for the punch out. And that's outside, ball 1.
Niskren was painting the corners early, especially on those 0-2 counts, and now having trouble locating that chaser pitch on 2 strikes, and now we'll see what he does here on the 1-2.
It's very interesting to me, as I'll wait till the pitch, the 1-2. Check swing, ball in the dirt. He did not go. And it's 2-2. It's very interesting to me how some pitchers have the mindset of working fast. They catch the ball, get set, and just throw. And then others really stare at the catcher, take their time. Feels like eternity before they throw the next pitch. Niskren's one of those that he takes his time.
I think Kenley Jansen fits that profile of taking forever in between those pitches. As we see, that's why he's a closer. It seems forever that those 9th innings will go.
And that one's in the dirt. Now Krizik's worked the count from 0-2 to 3-2. Yeah, I'll say. Trying to think. I can't think of who the players on the Saints. There's someone that just catches, fires very quick to the plate. Can't think of who it is. But then you get a guy like Niskren who's going to take his time in between pitches, make sure he's set, make sure he's ready.
Every pitcher has their own tempo, the pace that they control the game. Niskren definitely one of the slower ones.
Here's the full count pitch. And he lost him. From 0-2, he ends up walking Krizik. That will load the bases. And is Milam going to go get him? He's thinking about it. As it's going to bring up Bajani now. The bases loaded. Still nobody out.
Saints in a similar situation as they were in last night, just a different score. It was bases loaded, nobody out, and they brought in Fino Amador to shut things down. Now we'll see what head coach Aaron Milam does and who he goes with here with nobody out, bases loaded in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, pitching change for the Saints. Trying to get out of this jam and keep it within 3. Diego Avila is the new man in charge for the Saints, and he's coming in with bases loaded, nobody out here in the 9th inning for Eric Bajani.
Quite a tall order for the Cub alumni. Went to school at Loyola High School. Avila very familiar with the tempo and the pace that pitchers need to carry in a game, something they preach at Loyola High. And we'll see what kind of tempo he's got. Feeling the pressure, as Jared said, with bases loaded, nobody out.
1 run already driven in for the Riptide. It's 9-6. First pitch from Avila, and Bajani's swinging, and he's missing 0-1. And that's why if you're Avila, you just got to come in, pump strikes. Pump strike. If they get a hit, they get a hit. But you got to come in, try. Don't start walking in runs and let this drag. And I think that's a big part of the Saints' downfall. Just some big innings today. Some very long innings out there for a while. Credit a big swing and a miss from Bajani at a high fastball 0-2. You got to credit the Riptide hitters for battling, not going down easy. Not a lot of strikeouts for the Riptide. And credit for them for battling and not going down easy, making the Saints throw a lot of pitches. The 0-2. Curveball got him. And welcome to the game, Diego Avila. 3 pitches, sits down Bajani for out number 1.
And that dirty off speed left Bajani just standing there questioning life. He had no idea what to do off of that curve. And good on Avila coming in there, handling the pressure, and getting the first out of the top of the 9th.
That'll bring up Servins.
For the Riptide, number 47, Spencer Servin.
As all the baseball fans will know, all the runners on base will be credited to Trevor Niskern. Diego Avila
trying to help a buddy out and get out of it. He throws ball 1 to Servin. Ground ball could get him out of it. The 1-0. That misses 2-0.
After 3 straight strikes, Avila having a bit of trouble now. After 2 straight balls, let's see if he can find his grip and his location again.
Servins batted last inning for the first time coming in the game for Freeman, and he walked then, and he smacks that one deep to left. Down the line, will it be fair? It's a foul ball. And Servin absolutely ripped that one. Just missing extra bases and a lot of RBIs.
You expect that out of the pinch hitter we saw, Tank Espelin.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the other man that pinch hits, Spencer Servins, ends up taking that one really deep. Just trails left. That was hit.
That was hit hard.
Very close to 370.
We don't get exit velocity, but that was probably the hardest one of the game by far. 2-1. And he just missed that one. He got under it, but he'll be out of play as fans are ducking.
Diego Avila, not as fast as some of the pitchers on this team, throws about mid-80s, and you wonder if that speed differential on the fastball and some of these pitches is throwing off the Riptide hitters. Servin's able to get a big piece of one and was fortunate it went foul, but other than that, he's been dealing pretty well.
Looking for another punch out. 2, he got it. Check swing, did he go? Check down to first, he did. Thought he did, so he went in back-to-back strikeouts here for Avila since coming in the game with bases loaded.
And just like Fino Amador, these guys really handling the pressure well. Fino and Diego, good buddies on this team, talk to each other a lot, and you got to wonder if Fino had some words with him about how to handle the pressure out here, and because he's handled it, like I said, very well. A lot of poise out on the mound, and we'll see if he can get the final out here at the top of the 9th.
Yeah, not an easy job coming with the bases loaded. And like you said, we've seen a few pitchers now for the Saints not fold under the pressure and just do their thing. Here's now Jack Thomas Wold. First pitch, chopper back to Avila. And Avila comes in with the bases loaded and nobody out. And 2 strikeouts and a ground out back to him keeps the Saints within a chance. They trail by 3 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Bottom of the 9th, 4th of July on Sunday. Let's see if the Saints have some fireworks of their own. Here tonight, down by 3, they're going to need a spark. Hunter Ash on to save the game and close things out. For the Riptide, he'll get Josh Cowden pitch hitting for Tanner Lindsley as he takes ball 1. One 0. 2-0. Cowden, his job, get on base. Him, Boning, and Cobb, that's what they got to do, just get on base. Which they've done well, especially Boning and Cobb. Got on base a lot today. 2-0 to Cowden. Catches the outside corner, it's 2-1.
Saints have done a decent job getting their leadoff hitter on. Reached safely 3 out of 8 times thus far. See if they can make it 4 for 9 with Cowden.
Two balls, 1 strike. Big cut from Cowden. Comes up empty. It's 2-2.
You wanted that one. That was a big hack out of Cowden. Now with an even count, he's going to have to protect the plate.
2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Cowden gets blown away by the fastball from Ash. And he's out number 1 here in the 9th. Fastball from Hunter Ash blown right by Cowden those last 2 pitches.
Now batting for the Saints.
And I'll bring up Boning here with 1 out.
Brandon Boning.
And now Boning's job, same as Cowden's, get on base.
Got about 10 to 17 minutes worth of light here, so hopefully the Saints can do some damage quickly, or we might have to take this to another day.
Wouldn't that be something? Saints load the bases.
We have to call it.
Yeah, they
there,
call
due
it
to
because there's no
lights.
lights. I say you play without them. That's a real challenge. Although I don't know how we're going to hit it.
I've heard of night golf.
Everyone,
here,
everyone put
Jared.
lights on their phone.
It'd be like a rock concert out here.
Try it. 1-0. Tie. It's 2-0 now to Boning. Well, that means the Saints will have to score 4 runs quickly if they want back at this game. It also stinks for some of us interns here that got to clean up after with no lights on. So
Didn't even consider that one, Jared,
yeah.
but that's going to be a bit of a struggle for a lot of us here, especially the operations team having to pack up.
That one's fouled back by Boning. 2-1. Some good at-bats from Brandon Boning here tonight after the day off yesterday.
Fortunate that Jackie Robinson Field has lights. A couple of these fields, Conejo Oaks doesn't. They actually had to push a game due to daylight.
Same with Ventura. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Ventura County Pirates. All their games are played at 4 o'clock because when it gets dark, can't play with no lights. Boning crushes that one, but he got under it to the left. Running over there's Booker into foul territory. I can't see it. Looks like it went foul, and they'll do it again.
And as I was going to mention, Jarrett, that game against the Foresters, and what's going to happen if this game is unable to be finished is they'll end up finishing this game the next time that they play the Riptide and then start the game that they were supposed to after they finish the game up. So a quick end to a game, and then you got to start one right back up after that. I'd like to see a start like that. They have to put the runners at like first and second or wherever they were at the time of the shutdown, and it's very interesting how they all lay that out.
It is, because then obviously you can change your pitcher. Who are you going to throw back out on the mound? Who are you going to... And Boning goes down swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the 9th, and the Saints are down to their final out of the night.
Saints repeating their 8th inning, first 2 batters going down swinging, and now down to their last life with Jackson Cobb.
Yep, Jackson Cobb's job, get on base. He struck out his last time up. He's struck out twice tonight. He also walked and singled.
50-50 man, reached base 2 out of 4 times.
First pitch to him. Takes inside ball 1. Nine 6 Riptide lead. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. That one's in the dirt. 2-0 now to Cobb. Hunter Ash looking for the save. Riptide looking to beat the Saints for the first time this season.
This will be the Saints' first loss if they are unable to perform the comeback since Saturday against Conejo Oaks.
2-0. Cobb fouls it back, 2-1.
Be their first loss at home in pretty much a week.
I would say about over a week. 4-0 on this homestand in the 4 games. Started out with a win against the Riptide. Then won this past Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Cobb swings and misses, 2-2. And really, beat the Riptide, then beat the Oaks, then beat the Foresters, and beat the Blues, beating every single person in that South Division that they played. And they're down to the last strike here of losing that streak, giving the Riptide a 4-game winning streak of their own. Saints down to the last strike. Here's the pitch from Hunter Ash. That's outside. Good eye by Cobb. It's full. Three and two outs. Wind up, pitch. Cobb gets a piece of it. Not going to let him go down easy.
Still breathing out here, Jarrett. We're still alive. 3-2. Cobb battling.
You never know. You've seen crazier things happen in baseball. Bradshaw on deck, be followed by McMurray. Three-two. And just misses outside for ball 4. So Cobb works his second walk of the game. This one's not over yet, folks.
Now batting for the Saints.
2 outs, run on first for Bradshaw.
Connor Bradshaw.
If he can get on, tying run is currently on deck.
Two-out rally continues, and it could mean darkness here in a couple of minutes. Let's see how much longer the lights are going to give us here on this beautiful Friday night.
Fastball buzzing. Catch the outside corner, strike 1 to Bradshaw. Bradshaw's been good tonight. 3 singles. And a walk. Been on base 4 of his 5 at-bats.
10-10 here. 9:50 p.m. as we hit just over the 3.5-hour mark.
Oh, 1 to Bradshaw, big cut, comes up empty, and again, the Saints are down to their final strike.
Bradshaw, the man to keep it going. He's found success ever since the first inning. He grounded out to second, has reached base safely since.
The 0-2. Bradshaw just gets a piece to stay alive.
Still breathing out here, Jarrett. Still signs of life. Down to their last breath, last strike, last out.
You don't know, a bloop and a blast and the game's tied. The 0-2 once more from Ash to Bradshaw. And fouled back again. These lights might go off.
I think they're going to, Jarrett. We're playing some risky business out here. Just need Tom Cruise and Guido.
But that's interesting what you do. If it's 0-2 count here and they go off, obviously you can't finish the game, but do you just call it? Or what, next time you come out, you're going to have them go out there and it could be one pitch?
As you mentioned, with the bloop and the homer, I think you got to call it at that tie game at that point with the light situation being as close as we are to having darkness reign over Jackie Robinson Memorial Field.
Let's see if Bradshaw can keep fighting the 0-2 again. And it's strike 3 called. And Hunter Ash strikes out the side to end this one. The Riptide defeat the Saints 9-6, ending the Saints' 4-game winning streak. The Saints will fall to 9-7 and 5-5 in league play, while the Riptide improved to 13-6 and 5-4 in league play. Charles, the Saints fall and their winning streak. However, still a 4-1, very successful homestand before they hit the road tomorrow.
Exactly, Jared. And I liked a lot of what I saw tonight on the offensive side from the Saints. A lot of hitting, a lot of good stamina. As you mentioned, they were out on the field a lot in this game. So to be able to keep that energy up and to put up 6 runs in the way that they did could have been more. As you mentioned also, Bradshaw getting thrown out at the plate could be something that we look back on in this game as maybe a turning point and maybe something that could have changed any factor in this game. But the main thing that I'm looking at here were the errors, Jarrett. As we mentioned, errors can kill you, and they had a lot of leadoff batters that got on via the walk or an error, and as the Riptide have been doing all season long, they've been taking advantage of it. And Cobb, unfortunately, didn't have his best game out there, dropped a couple, misfielded a couple, and that was really the ball game for the Saints tonight. Just a couple of miscues on defense that really they were struggling all game long just to kind of crawl back into tying it or bringing it back into something that was manageable for them, and unfortunately they come up short by 3 runs here tonight.
Yep, the Saints fall 9-6 to the Riptide. They'll be back at it tomorrow at the San Luis Obispo Blues. For Charles and the entire intern staff of the Arroyo Seco Saints, I'm Jarrett Thompson. Thank you for listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.